Good evening, passengers, crew, staff, engineers, stewards, conductors, and undead things clinging like barnacles to the bottom of this train. Welcome to Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip, and I am your Dreadmaster, and today I am surrounded on all sides by our wonderful players. Say, all aboard, players.
All aboard,
players.
Welcome to Gravy Train.
Welcome, guys. We are here for some serious gravy training tonight. And for those of you who were not here when we invented the horrible concept of gravy training, I wrote I guess it's not really fanfic because it's not based on an existing property. So I guess you would just call it some, what's the term for erotica where everyone you've shown it to is thrown up?
That's half the stuff you find on AO3.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Okay. Well, this, I wrote a story about gravy training and then I burned it, because it was too much.
Did you burn it on a full moon? Because if so, you accidentally set your intentions.
Well, has it been a full moon in the past week? Because if so, this joke will be funnier, I guess.
Actually, yeah, I think so.
There you go. I should know when there's
Or like
moons.
just past the week since.
I want to say it was the 26th.
There you go. Well, how's everyone doing tonight? I know there's a lot of us. And
Totally super.
it's fun to have people, but we are doing a seance, which kind of feels appropriate for a large gathering, because they very specifically did want to wait for the absent passengers. They didn't want to deny anyone this opportunity, and yet it is possible that not everyone here will be attending the seance. Medina and Zeke are somewhat disinclined to sort of join in this process, has been explained. So we'll see what happens. But before we get into that, this is a big deal. For the first time in genuinely months, I do not have an adventure calendar to open. I feel empty. I have no dice to show you. But hopefully our shared camaraderie, which is how I've always thought that word should be pronounced.
Surprise, the players are the advent calendar. Pick one of them.
Maybe, yeah, okay, I'm gonna pick one of you and see what dice
we'll
is
open
inside
something
you.
up.
Fucking like reach into my mouth and pull those die out.
Dan has done some mouth rolls before.
You see the way I roll my D13?
Yeah. But thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for joining us here tonight on this fine Friday evening. This is also our first game of this game in the new year. I didn't really ring in the new year enough on Wednesday. I didn't point out that we're now in 2024. Did I nearly make our Instagram post today saying 2023? I did. But then I caught it at the last minute.
I even fixed the numbers
But you fixed what numbers?
on the post.
It says the 2023 when I downloaded what and then I had to I changed it at the last minute. I was like, it's 2024 now.
I don't believe you because I made it. Whatever. We'll fight about this later.
We'll fight about it right now. We won't fight about it now. I can't do it without showing the thing. I'll show you my downloads folder where I have the 2023.
Oh, no, I don't want to go anywhere into your downloads.
My downloads folder has some really... Guys, I gotta tell you, my downloads folder is nothing but...
Got some natural
larges.
Guys, realistically, okay, I may be a millennial, but it's not like I'm a exennial. I'm more of a zennial, which means I wouldn't download anything. Come on, it's all on the cloud.
You wouldn't download a car.
I would.
Wouldn't even download a car.
100% I would.
Shouldn't it be big naturals? Isn't that what he says on You're the Worst?
That's that, but on the show Great News, the phrase is natural larges, and it's the funniest thing to me.
Got it.
Yeah.
We did also cover.
People talked about big naturals before the game started, just to give you a sense of how focused and serious we all take this as professional actors. We were having a discussion of our favorite terms for breasts, and a few things were said that made me mad. A few things were said that I was like, oh, how interesting.
Oh, I know what was said that made you mad.
You do. You do know.
I didn't have to be there. I know what was said.
You do know indeed. But in any case, so yes, we are here for we're here for the next session of this game, the first of the new year, and I'm going to I'll go ahead and do a bit of a recap for what has been happening here aboard the train. There has been the murder of Penwith, a monstrous lizard-like creature. In order to investigate this murder, they have summoned the Great Detective, a creature who appears sort of to be kind of goblinesque, puppet-like, but sometimes more furry, sometimes other kinds of stuff, but always Henson Creature Shop, like, feature-worthy, as has been pointed out. There appear to be 13 different detectives that this entity can appear as, and so far we have seen, I think, only 4. No, we have seen 5. We have seen Morecastle Clark, we have seen Monsieur Palm, we've seen Miss Penelope Berrycloth, we have seen Diana Dare, who is like the sort of spunky teenager, or young adult girl one, and we have seen Raven Man, who is pretty gruff and cool. But there appear to be even more, although we don't know what happens if you roll a 13, do we? So aboard this train, there are several guests now, and I believe that as far as has been introduced, I always reserve the right to have more people show up later, but there are sort of 7 guests in first class right now who have not all interacted. Some had dinner and then others arrived after some other guests had gone to bed, but we have Astrid St. James, S.A. Rawlings. We have and S.A. Rawlings arrived with Zeke Thomas after they were resurrected from the mist by Count Dracula himself. We have Preston Bullock and Reginald Smuggles, who with Astrid St. James were already aboard the train. And then of late, I take it back. There's actually 8, because we have Medina Lake, Everett Plantain, and the Boxer who arrived. And upon the Boxer's arrival, the conductor, the undead conductor of this train, was very surprised to see the Boxer here. But the Boxer is not banned from this train. It's just individuals of the Boxer's nature typically never needed to travel aboard this, but the Boxer came here, believing it to be a safe place. Having heard about this murder once they were safely underway, the Boxer seems very nervous because he really doesn't want to get in trouble with someone named the Soldier of Fortune. He needs to protect Medina. He and Medina have what is a genuinely not flirty, like anger banter thing. Like, there is no sexual tension between the Boxer and Medina. They really don't like each other.
There is not.
I know that it's hard for me to say that because everyone assumes that what I'm saying is that there is, but what I'm really saying is that there genuinely is not.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Irritate the hell out of each other.
Oh my God, he is so ready. He is so ready to, as he wants. My man wants nothing more than to see the Soldier of Fortune and be like, "Here, woman," and move on and never see you again.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
That's how great love stories begin.
And
no.
as far as
And
you
used to
know,
lovers.
the Soldier of Fortune wants nothing more than to just conquer Medina, because he's totally in love with her since she sang a song, remember? So, a lot going on. Everett, speaking of weird psychosexual relationships, boy, Everett sometimes gets some interesting things said in his brain courtesy of Count Dracula. So, stay tuned for those. Count Dracula defined a pump for him because he's been such a good boy. A pump is, oh yeah, you missed this last time, Dan. A pump is going to be up and down. Congratulations, Everett.
That's generous.
It's really generous. Count Dracula is a generous master. So these individuals arrived. The sort of passengers got to know one another a little bit more. It was revealed as they played cards that Reginald seems to be some kind of, despite his kind of old-fashioned look, he actually appears to be a cyborg of Rocket Base 95. He appears to be an advanced cybernetic organism who, I believe, did the Boxer refer to them as the Robo Battle? He's a Robo Boxer.
Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Yeah, Rock'em Sock'em robots. Yeah, they did actually ask if you punch him underneath the chin, does his head go up? So we had all sorts of fun with that. There is, however, also a burgeoning sort of like, shall we say, companionship between Astrid and Reginald. Reginald gallantly rescued her after Ravenman broke open a skylight to go flying out into the night when he realized something. It was also determined that Zeke is a murder victim. Zeke was murdered by a gentleman named Etienne, who is known to Rawlings, and I think we determined Medina had never actually met Etienne. I think you guys did peace out before Etienne and Sarah arrived.
She met him when she was Wendy Raven. She spoke with him.
Right, you met him. Everett did not meet him. Sorry, that's what I was trying to get to. Yes. But you did meet him as Wendy Raven. Yes, yes, Astrid. Were you about to say something?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Did we ever talk about what a Mistwalker was?
Well, I am so sorry. We've talked about it 1 trillion times, but for your benefit, allow me to explain. Previously, this realm was broken up into 13 different kind of like horror kingdoms, horror genres, where you couldn't escape. There's this purple mist that is still all around that served as boundaries between these disparate worlds, and they range in size. One of them is a single building with a lot of rooms, ranging up to an entire like sector of space that is surrounded by a nebula. The Mistwalkers, so the Dark Lords of each of these places can allow people to leave if they so choose, but typically you want everyone in the prison with you. Mistwalkers, however, can pass through the mist without being affected by it. For everyone else, it has a strong, enervating, sort of life-draining effect. The Mistwalkers can walk through without issue. I won't get into all of the sort of theories behind that we've gotten into, but something about some certain kind of blood they may have, maybe through strange infusions, is kind of where we've gotten to with that. So the Mistwalkers, however, notably there are 13 of them, and they all have foregone their very names. They are all called they all are called sort of what it is they do. So there are some of the famous ones are the Boxer, the Drifter, the Soldier of Fortune, the Bounty Hunter, the Tourist, the Trapper, the Journalist, the what?
Sailor.
The Sailor. Oh, the Sailor. So those are the Mistwalkers. Yeah. So the Boxer is one of these individuals. these people who can sort of traverse these mists. Now that the mists have been broken, the realms are no longer segmented, but the mists still come in horrible storms. So the Mistwalkers now have a different kind of immunity, which is that when these storms happen, they are not affected by it. That's honestly probably just a good like recap for everyone's brain, since it's 126. God, chapter 126. We've really done a lot of these, and I remember every single one
in perfect detail.
I mean, well, I do have recaps, so I'm saying that as a joke, but I can remember every single one. In any event, yes, our session last time, our last chapter, ended with sort of these new groups getting to know one another, and some members, such as Astrid, I think it was Astrid and Reginald were the most enthusiastic to this idea of, let's have a seance. Perhaps we could summon the ghost of Penwith, who could tell us how he was killed, who killed him, who could sort of let us know the information about that, and we could solve this mystery, sort of to defeat the detective. Now, the detective suggested that may not be a great idea. The detective actually seems to be on a different plan, or a different sort of theory altogether, that despite the incredible distance between Zeke's murder, both in terms of time and place and methodology, that Zeke's murder and the murder of Penwith might very well be connected. This seems weird, and yet when Ravenman returned as Morecastle Clark, the Grey Detective was still thinking through this possibility, that the game is a game, and there may be something more complex at play. So, having asked for a seance, the conductor said, we have many different levels of seance we can provide. We can really melt your brain with these things. The characters sort of said, the players rather said, maybe we don't want the mind-melting one, but they did wish to wait for Preston and Rawlings, who had already retired for the evening. So it is going to be a sort of a seance on the morrow, which will, of course, still be night, because now that we are traveling through this world and the dread clock is at 12, a dread storm on the horizon, all of you retiring to your cabins as the thunder rolls, and on the sort of metal roofs over your heads, there is this kind of, the rain intensifies over the night. So after Astrid and Reginald did their dance, after people made comments about feet, everyone retired for the evening. I do have a question for you all when we get to it, but before I do that, as we start chapter 126, I must now read the invocation for chapter 126 of Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. Then I recognize the train by the number and the name. It's the minor silver ghost old 41. Then she vanished up the track by the lonely switchman's shack, like a mother who is looking for her son. So, I have a very simple question for all of you. You all went to your rooms for the evening. Now, Reginald and Astrid, you have been here more than one night. Preston, this is still your first day, so you would not have had occasion to do this yet. So, to Astrid and Reginald, we'll also want to talk about what you've done in previous nights. But no, actually, we'll just say that you haven't up to this point. Does anyone push their ghost button?
Has ghost button been explained to Medina?
I believe that Zeke very clearly warned you and everyone about the ghost buttons.
Have I heard about this?
Yes. Well, you know what, Zeke? Tell you what, Preston. Okay, so the rest of you have heard all about ghost buttons. For Rawlings and Preston, you notice that as you go into your cabins, there is, of course, a bed, there's like a small chair, there's a table, many things sort of fold up and down for different stuff. Turn-down service has been provided, but both of you do notice on the wall of your sort of room here, right next to the buttons that would sort of turn on the lights, there's also like a call button for for staff if you need anything from the stewards. There is a button with an icon on it that looks like just a ghost, kind of like a very typical, sort of sheet, almost Pac-Man looking ghost. I don't know. I can't tell you if it's Inky or Clyde. So, Preston or Rawlings, do either of you hit the ghost button?
No, I'm not going to disturb anything for now. I'd explore it in the morning, but...
Could I roll for this?
You want to roll to see if you put it?
Yeah.
That's entirely your doing, if you do so.
Astrid does not.
Understood.
Told myself if I rolled above a 70, I would. I did not.
Okay. So Astrid will say has not. Reginald, Zeke, Medina, Rawlings, or Mr. Everett Plantain, you are all shown to your rooms. I will tell you, what the boxer does is irrelevant. The boxer's going to do what the boxer's going to do, which is probably a lot of push-ups, and he'll ask for some raw eggs to drink. But as for the rest of you, does anyone here push their ghost button?
Yes.
Reginald pushes the ghost button. Now, I just want to point out how many times Moses died. Like in those early games, when everybody said, like, just so you know, you can die real easily in this game if you sort of show up and if you just kind of go off on your own. And he said, "Gotcha," and then he went off on his own and he died like twice, like in like 2 seconds. So you push the button. No one else pushes the button. Then, in typical fashion, with 7 players here, I'm going to just focus on Reginald alone for a moment.
Do you
Reginald.
have ghost snacks?
Ooh. That's fun. Are those are like the Mario ghosts?
Yeah, from Japan. Okay,
The,
continue.
the booze. Okay. Reginald. You've come into the room. You're going to do your sort of resting for the evening, including your charging. You can probably plug. You probably have like an adapter, so you can like you can unscrew the light bulb and just like. But as you sort of come in here, Reginald, you notice that there is this button that looks like a ghost, and you press it. Would you please roll a D13? So
Absolutely.
a D20, but a 13 for you.
I got a 1.
A 1. Excellent. So that is not great luck, but it is not a 13. So with a 1, you. Oh. Never mind. Better. All right, Reginald.
Good.
You click the button.
Uh-huh.
The lights seem to dim just ever so slightly, almost to the point that you figure that, you maybe like accidentally hit you jostled a switch or something. If you sort of click it again, though, the room is just sort of quiet. You don't notice any change. It seems to be a pointless button.
That's like the worst thing to happen. Like, what do you?
Just wait to see if I die.
But then eventually, I assume you'll sort of go to your charging state, prepare to sleep. Reginald, as you
Is
do
there
so.
ectoplasmic dysfunction happening? Is that what's going on?
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna die randomly at some point.
But
Just ask somebody that.
I'll tell you what. Please roll a D100.
Okay.
For Reginald, please roll your D100.
Here we go. 67.
67, great. And as you sort of do your nightly, kind of the equivalent of the nightly ablutions for a sort of cybernetic entity. Although you do also have to wash yourself in some ways, but as you sort of do this, you may just do like a glance over your operating code and seeing if there's any stuff. And you did have to do a hard reset today when that song played on that Aerophone freaked you out. But as you're sort of clicking around, your code all looks normal and you don't even notice, but our sort of camera will zoom in on just as you're sort of scrolling through systems normal, this system normal. There's like this extra line that says, boo. But you don't notice it, it just carries on. Because now there is a ghost in the machine. The next morning comes. You all awaken. The rain has intensified, and you all sort of wake up as there is a tremendous... The whole train sort of lurches, and you kind of feel yourselves like shaking out of bed. It seems that you maybe just took an intense turn. But not long thereafter, it doesn't seem to be really any lighter, but by the clocks in your room you can tell that it is morning, or more specifically that that a good 10 hours have passed. Stewards come around and will knock on the door. Will sort of ask you if you have any clothing you would like to be cleaned or anything like that. And we'll sort of tell you that they're going to be doing there's like a buffet style breakfast in the dining car for you all. A buffet breakfast, of course, means that you can just go in and serve yourselves from the buffet, except for eggs. Which they will
I
cook for
hand
you.
them. I hand the butlers like a pile of clothes.
Okay.
And tell them that, like, dressing gown, dresses, like more than is normal for somebody to have
Like,
worn.
How did you wear all this?
and say, it's dry clean only, darling. Thank you.
the sort of the just like flaky undead skin is like, you know, all over your nice clothing, but they'll carry it off, of course. The rest of you, though, will say, just for sort of exigency's sake, unless anyone specifically does not, we will now sort of say that you have all gathered in the breakfast car. Yeah, Reginald?
When they come to get my clothes,
Yes.
can mine already be ironed, clean, pressed, and folded? And I just give them to them to observe my technique to possibly improve?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, you do that. The undead who comes for yours. I'm gonna fully roll this.
I do this in a loving way, too.
The undead for whom you sort of bring this kind of looks at your clothing and kind of looks down at it. And then sets your sort of clothing down and sort of like shuffles down the hall. Comes back a few moments later with what can only be described as one of the filthiest shirts you've ever seen.
I grab it by the tips of my fingers and just say thank you, my fine necromance friend. I'll clean this and get it back to you.
Head out.
Spirited Away Soot Sprite moment.
So, as you all gather for breakfast, again, please serve yourselves, except for eggs.
I understand this reference.
It genuinely is how it works. It's also Downton Abbey, but yeah.
Y'all have oysters?
Well,
They will go off to get you some oysters.
Oh, thank God, I was starving.
There's
Is there some
tons of food.
some breakfast slurry or smoothie or soup?
This is Medina's first time seeing Rawlings again.
When did Medina see Rawlings before?
She met him in Lost Lore Academia.
That is true. Oh, you do know Rawlings. I'm so sorry. Yes. So, actually, yes, Medina, you walk in hearing a vaguely familiar voice asking for like a breakfast smoothie, some kind of slurry, and you walk in and you see S.A. Rawlings. This is a person you do recognize. That is very true.
She's just gonna like look at him agape, but decide not to say anything. But she's gonna be, because she knows what happened to him.
You do. You read it.
Yeah.
You read all about it. Wow, I had not. That's the thing. There's so much going on here, and that's from a different game entirely. So yes, you do recognize Rawlings, and Rawlings is behaving on brand, asking for a slurry of breakfast meats, a scrambled egg smoothie.
If I could just drink egg whites, if that's the easiest. Plenty of protein in them.
They sort of head off to sort of discuss things with the breakfast chef. In any case, Rawlings, you can get a nice pulp-free orange juice.
Excellent.
In the morning while you're waiting.
Yes.
But the rest of you sort of come in. So the boxer will come in and be like, all right, so I just serve myself, or can I get like a full English breakfast, or
No, you can't get eggs.
What?
You can get everything but the eggs.
What do you mean? I
They
can't.
have to bring them to you.
But. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get like I don't know. I guess can I get a dozen eggs, please? Sunny side up. Dozen sunny side up eggs. Morning, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh yeah, we got some. Hi, I'm the boxer.
I'm I know
you. Yeah, you know all about it. You talked to the Drifter, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Pleasure to meet you. One of your kind. I'm Rawlings.
Ah, yeah. Great, Rawlings. It's good to see you, boy.
Yes.
Wait. Rawlings? Aren't you dead?
Oh, you. I was. Until very recently, I was.
Yeah, Soldier of Fortune said you were dead. They told me about you.
Well, no thanks to him. I hope he's burning in one of these godforsaken lands.
That guy, nothing can kill that guy. That guy's fine.
Well, maybe that's the problem.
I
I turn to I'm Rawlings.
Medina, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Are you all right? You're
Yeah.
looking at me quite strangely.
Oh no, totally fine. Just
She's
car
depressed.
sick, train sick.
Just depression.
I am not depressed.
It's fine. Don't mind her. I'm Everett Plantain. It's nice to meet you. I can tell you have beautiful eyes behind those glasses. Sir?
Thank you. I am S.A. Rawlings. Yes. Pleasure to meet you. As well.
S.A. Rollins, like a paper that you write or something?
No, S.A. the two initials.
I got that. Everett, I followed that. That was funny.
What does that stand for?
Sigmund Addison Rawlings.
But wait, so hey, how aren't you dead?
Well, I was brought back to life. How else am I not dead?
Yeah, I suppose that's probably all you'd know. Okay, fair enough.
Oh my God, she was dead too. Yeah.
Everett, don't do that.
Oh, you know her? Yeah, you two know each other?
Yes, we were brought back to life at the same time.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Wait, were you also killed by that angel guy?
No,
was
I was
talking
killed by a damn photographer.
Oh, shit.
From
Actually, I'm
Voluptua?
sorry, I knew that. Yeah, that is what
Flipper
happened.
killed you?
Yes, a photographer with a lens that captures more than just your image.
Your soul as well.
Yes.
And yet now your soul has been restored somehow, so that's interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. You know what this means, man? Your body's in Voluptua somewhere, wandering around, being a siren. Ah.
So then I could run into myself again?
Yeah, and yourself will fucking kill you.
Well, then I simply shall not go there. And it's
Sounds...
problem solved.
Listen.
Does that mean my body's out there somewhere?
No, since he got turned into a siren by a photographer in Voluptua. You just got like shot by angel something or other. Your body's probably rotten somewhere. You're fine.
I didn't realize I was among so many people who died and came back to life.
I mean, I think it's only
Seemed
2.
so weird.
Well, 2's a lot.
2 is more than a normal number that one spends time around.
At this point, as Preston will say that you walk in now, the box will turn to you. Go. What about you, stranger? You dead?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh.
I'd like some bacon and a black coffee, please.
Man, that's what he wants.
Okay. The conductor will say, "You can serve yourself from the sideboard, except for eggs."
Even better. And walks over and gets the food.
Are there any Bloody Marys?
He nods at the people, the new people,
Zeke.
and just gets his food. Sits down.
Zeke, you ask for a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, and then a lot of bacon.
You can pile up the bacon. You serve yourself off the buffet. But the Bloody Mary, the bartender, you say a Bloody Mary, and and Astrid, you chime in for that too.
2, please.
The bartender goes. And
Wait, do you have to specify whether or not you actually
and
went
as
down it?
as Medina's asking that, the bartender holds up something that looks like tomato juice, and
Okay.
something that is a little thicker and more viscous, and kind of.
No, the tomato, please.
That's a tomato.
Tomato, you put the other one down. Yes. No.
I knew it.
Thank you, Medina.
You're welcome.
Would have been disastrous. At least for Zeke. But me too.
You know you shouldn't order those.
Bloody Marys. What
Don't
is-
say it more than 2 times.
You have to say it in a mirror.
There are mirrors everywhere.
You have to say it while looking in a mirror, with
What?
like the intention of summoning her.
You never know where there's going to be a mirror. I bet you have one in your purse.
I don't have a purse.
Well, you should.
That's sexist.
Rude.
Why don't you have a purse?
I wish I
Thank
had.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
The,
I can come over if you stay drunk.
Well, where are those oysters?
Sure enough, a plate of some specified things. Egg orders begin to come out. The boxer rather is given a just like a large serving platter with 12 eggs on it, which he just starts eating. Rawlings, you are given a nice thick, nourishing sort of a breakfast smoothie.
I will like mix it. I'll like dilute it half and half with water.
Everett, you are given a little platter of oysters.
I'm not sharing.
But so I didn't want any love.
The as you guys are all sort of sitting down having your meals, the conductor sort of steps in and says, "I hope that everyone is having a good morning despite the storm and gloom. Given the atmosphere as this dread storm nears its approach, I would like to mention that we are prepared to conduct a séance for you after breakfast with a light lunch to follow. I just wanted to get the final head count for our medium."
Well, I'm in.
I'd like to go, please.
Of course I'm in.
Might as well.
Is it possible to observe without participating?
No. This is not voluptua. No one is okay with you just watching. Here, Mr. Rawlings.
No, that actually makes me feel quite safer. You know what? I shall participate.
Wonderful. And I know that Passenger Lake and Passenger Thomas were both a bit trepidatious. Will it only be the 5 of them?
yeah, I will not be participating. Thank you.
Absolutely not. Keep me out of that.
Understood. What about you? And the boxer says, "I go where Medina goes, so you guys have fun making a big mistake."
Okay, well, I'm glad we agree on something.
Or let's do it and have some fun. I don't
No.
Why
Oh
did
my
you think
God.
it was a big mistake? I thought you took her because this was a train that you thought was safe.
I was
Well, summoning ghosts.
yeah.
That's.
I don't know. It's fine.
Don't you eat vegetables?
You're just asking for trouble, guys.
Vegetables, listen, like my diet is pretty much just I really eat nothing but eggs and cod.
God,
That's really gross.
that's disgusting.
Yeah, man. But I mean, he kind of like flexes that he's in very good shape.
That's
Dogs, man.
fair, I guess. Whatever.
Your flatulence must be awful.
You know, eventually it kind of evens out. Like it's like, you know, your system accustoms itself to it.
So sorry.
There's one other thing I eat though.
Gross.
Wait, you don't like hamburgers?
Okay.
How did you sleep, Reginald?
I'm sorry.
Did you sleep well, Reginald?
I can't really explain it. I feel like I was a little bit off last night, but I think I'm fine now.
Like, emotionally or mechanically?
They're usually one and the same.
Ah.
Maybe there's an error somewhere in my code. I don't know. I haven't run a system diagnostic today. It's not polite to do it before I eat breakfast. I feel proper etiquette.
Or after?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do it after my mid-morning stretch.
Okay.
Yes.
So, as breakfast continues, the storms are roiling stronger and stronger outside. There is thunder. It's not hard to hear each other, but every once in a while, the lights in the cabin do kind of dim slightly. And you do feel that there are a few pretty intense, like, turns that the train takes. Your dishes are not really sliding around. There might be like a little, kind of like you can see some liquid sloshing, but it's not crazy. But the train is moving. But eventually breakfast is finished. And the conductor returns and says, "So, those of you who are going to participate in today's activity, we have a special car that we've just finished summoning for you. Please join me in the salon. Passengers Lake, Thomas, and Boxer, you are welcome to make use of the lounge and the dining hall, or your own chambers, of course. The rest of you this way." As you guys go, Lauren, would you roll a D13 for me?
Oh. A 1?
Every time it's 1. As they sort of begin to go, you see that Morecastle Clark suddenly strides into the room, and will say, judging by the expression in your faces and the breakdown of who's going where, I assume you're about to go do your preposterous seance.
Yes, we're about to enter the celestial ballroom and contact specters from the beyond.
Well, I think this will be a waste of time, but everyone who is not me wastes all their time all the time, so...
You don't mind me asking, why do you think it's such a waste of time?
Because ghosts will not tell you who has committed this murder. I already know who's committed the murder. It is undeniable. However, how it goes into the other murders, those already committed, he gestures to Zeke, and those still to come, that is why the game is a game.
Saying there's more murders that will be happening?
Oh, that is undeniable.
And why do you feel the ghosts won't tell you who murdered them? Have you seanced before?
Ghosts are famously unreliable. They remember only what they wish to remember. They remember not all of the right details. To ask a ghost who killed it is like asking an opium fiend how to stop taking opium. And I would know about that.
Right, you would know about that.
It's undeniable. As such, ghosts are not to be trusted. In fact, whatever a ghost tells you, the opposite of that information is more likely to lead you to the truth. And yet not reliably. And thus, it is a waste of time. To analyze the thing of a ghost means you have an all-new set of information that you must go through. He's kind of just like piling his plate with various things.
What is your success rate on solving murders?
My success rate? I'm the greatest detective in the world, Miss Lake. You think I've ever not solved a murder? No,
I've never heard of you.
I've solved every... Well, of course you haven't. But I've solved every murder I've ever investigated.
How many murders have you investigated?
Oh, too many to count, but at least...
How high can you count?
I have solved at least... what a fortuitous number. 52 murders.
I thought he was going to say 1.
That's actually a lot more than I was expecting.
If you're asking if there's ever been a case that I did not solve, yes, there was one where I was outwitted, but never again. And in fairness, I did eventually solve the case. I just got there a bit late. He sits down and begins eating. Enjoy your waste of time. To those who are going. To those who aren't, enjoy your better decision. By the way, if I were you, I wouldn't have any shortbread.
Shortbread?
What we said?
Cookie Monster style.
Just Muppet eating?
Muppet eating. Food flying everywhere.
What did you say? Shortbread?
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like shortbread.
He did say that.
I think it's because he's like small stature and it like offends him a little bit. He's overcompensating, clearly.
Well,
Do a few fellas like that back at work.
Never had long bread before.
no, it's a cookie. The most the least interesting kind of cookie.
As you say that, Zeke, there is an undead carrying over a plate of shortbread, and as you say that, goes.
I mean,
How does Everett eat his oysters?
Oh, with too much tongue.
Wait, like this, like pulling him out, like with his hands, and like new to this. He's new to this.
He doesn't slurp.
He doesn't do. Yeah. Okay.
Reginald will just angrily stare at Everett eating his weird oysters.
The trick is just don't start just right at the top. Like you got to work your way toward. So
reacted seeing him eat those oysters over there, Bucko.
I suppose as he's eating oysters, Dracula's like, yes. Take your time with this one, Everett. No, do not wipe your chin, not yet.
Everett, you have something on your chin. Do you want a napkin?
No, I'm gonna save it.
Okay. He's got his own ways. You know, I don't ask questions.
I like to try new things. Oysters are a new thing, but I decided I'm going to only eat oysters.
No one.
No vegetables. Okay.
You're a man after my own heart.
Yeah, but I mean, oysters have vegetables inside them because they're bottom feeders and they're basically eating the salad of the sea.
Do eggs have vegetables inside them too because they're yellow?
No.
Yeah, because chickens are always eating the grass.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not.
Chickens eat grass, and then I eat chicken eggs. Yeah.
Look, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. I didn't do my homework, but I have a pretty good idea that that's not.
Medina will ask the boxer. So are you egg?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool thing, eggs.
It's eggs all the way down, I guess.
What I'm calling him from now on. By the way, Everett, just consider that with enough oysters, you increase your risk of cholera, like, by a lot.
Well, sounds fun. I've never done it before.
Cholera, I hardly know her.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
In any case, a door is opened. More castles come through, but Astrid, Preston, Rawlings, Reginald, and Everett as well. Did I say Everett already? Sorry. Point is, those of you going to the seance, you are
Astrid.
welcome.
Astrid runs forward and goes, I'm going to get my seance coat.
Oh, yes, of course. If you'd like to go dressed for the seance, you are also welcome to do so.
Oh, of course,
I'm gonna
of
actually
course she has
rearrange
the
things
fan
here
code.
slightly. I'm gonna put the non-participants down at the bottom here.
Listen, I bought him from the top, Philip.
Oh, I see what you're referring to. I think I see what's happened. You've missed when I said bottom. I meant location, and you're talking about. Well, okay, when
We're not
Natural
intellectual, Liv.
larges.
when someone with some sweet natural larges. Well, in any case, the rest of you enter a cart that is not the one that you recall being adjacent to the dining room previously. There seems to be a large sort of like saloon-style cart with intense sort of tapestries and a very, very thick aura of incense burning in the room.
Thick smelling in here.
There is a table set up with, I suppose that means with 6 chairs around it. In the center of the table, there is a large crystal orb. Light through it seems to be slightly sort of refracted in a way that, if any of you actually have a look score under your vitality that is 75 or higher, not 75, just kidding. In this system, it would be if you have a look that is 25 or higher,
Yes.
you would notice that
Yes.
that the way that the reflection in it doesn't seem to be like correct. Either this is a weird ball or it is not simply reflecting and refracting the light in the room.
It appears to be a weird ball. Y'all see that? It's a weird ball.
I do.
So astute.
I do.
Oh, Richie, this is exactly like we did it when we did it with Harry Houdini. Everything is the same. Well, the ball's a little bit different, but I've never quite seen a ball that looks like that.
It is quite a peculiar ball.
Balls come in all shapes and sizes.
As they do, Preston, as they do.
What he said.
That's the spice of life. All the different kinds of balls in the world.
Wiser words, my friend. Wiser words.
There's a good deal of incense burning in this room. You also notice that, yes, there are tapestries sort of hung. And there is on one side, kind of off from the table, it's a few feet back, but it's there. There is a sort of like a glass display case that has a few shelves on it, and within there are it looks like maybe some books, some little trinkets and things. If anybody would like to investigate anything in this room, you may do so.
Yes,
what would you
that's
like to look at?
It's like the trinkets. You said the shelf has trinkets.
Absolutely. If you go to the trinkets, no rolls are required. You see that there are 2 books written, there. They have leather covers. They're sort of stacked atop one another, in a way that doesn't seem on display. It more seems like they've just been like tossed in there. There are several knives. There is a small bowl, and there is this trinket's and there is a little like statue, like a figurine depicting an extremely well endowed male figure.
Fertility. Okay.
Some kind of fertility, some fertility fetish. It looks like.
Astrid takes one of the knives.
The case is closed.
Oh, it's closed. Okay.
It's like behind glass, but you sort of see. Yeah. You can, and if you pull on it, it seems to be latched. You suspect if you wanted to get inside of it, you could. Is anyone else investigating Rawlings? What would you like to look at?
I'd be looking for any implements or books regarding either like for or pertaining to use of rituals for dread, anything involving dread. Or
Tell you what, give me an analyze roll, and you can certainly add your knowledge on that subject. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Oh my god, I have the wrong sheet for you up. I have your Lost Lore Academia. That's why I'm not seeing anything.
Add the occult or dread mythos.
Let's do dread mythos on this,
Okay.
since you're sort of looking for the good stuff. So you have a 30, so you have between 15 and 85.
Yeah. That's a 39.
With a 39, you're definitely in the zone. You assume that these are books that are sort of like, these seem to be more like personal diary type notes of stuff. This is just literally from you just seeing the exterior. They do not appear to be like tomes of dread or even notable instructions. These seem to be things that were sort of made by whatever person is going to do this.
Very well.
And
I would like
good.
I would like to see the ball. I would like to approach the ball.
You'd like to investigate the ball. Very good. If you look at the ball, for this, I would actually like for you to make, although I want us to look at your stats because I know it's not, this is not Everett's forte. But it's fun. Everett, give me an investigate roll.
And then remind me, I'm trying to get in between
40 and 60. You want to be between 40 and 60. Now, if you'd like to, Everett, and you're not worried about what's about to happen, you
got a
could.
59.
A 59. Hey, you're in there. Never mind. You guys always can try to expand your gauges and roll.
Power?
Yeah, you can spend power to make your gauge larger for one roll, basically. Yeah.
Well, I didn't have to. I rolled a 59. I wish it was a 69.
Philip.
Yes.
I just realized something.
Okay.
I rolled a 39 on that roll.
Oh, you rolled a 39.
I rolled a 39 on that roll.
Well, then in that case, please roll your D13.
Oh,
Sure.
no.
Red Storm City.
We're all about to die in this room.
Oh,
It was nice knowing you.
2.
You as well, Miss St. James.
Yes.
All right. party time. Actually, oh gosh, I have to add some more columns. Haha. That is 13. That is
So no horror surge, at least.
no horror surge. But please roll your d13 again.
8.
He really did put it in his mouth.
Twice.
8. Oh, that's actually going to be very interesting. Ooh, I really did not have I had not had a thought for that. Okay, perfect. 8. All right, so
We got him.
as this is all happening, Everett, you look into this thing and you are realizing very specifically that as you look through this ball, you are not seeing the other side of the room through this ball. You are seeing the upside down reflection of an entirely different room.
Is he able to discern whether or not it's something that he's seen before, familiar, or
Excellent. You have succeeded at your investigation. The room does not look particularly familiar to you, but give me a look roll under your vitality.
so that was above, so that was a fail, correct?
That would be a
It was-
fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, as you're sort of trying to stare into it, you're like, your eyes are kind of just like going blank. It's almost like it's just too confusing as you look and like you move down, but what you're seeing is going up instead, and it's very upsetting. You cannot keep track. So, you are unable to sort of, you are confident that this seems to be reflecting a different room than the room you're in, but you cannot determine what that room is.
Everett just tells the group, "Hey, y'all! Like when you look in this thing, in this weird ball, you can see a whole other room inside of it, but it's like, I don't get it. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's one of those illusions."
I'm gonna walk up and take a look inside and roll over.
Understood. Preston, as you're sort of walking there, you begin to sort of look up. You begin to sort of look here, but then all of you stumble, because with a massive, massive crash of lightning and thunder from outside, you all hear the scraping of wheels on track and brakes, and the whole room begins to shake violently, and you're hearing like what sounds like water rushing up against the side of the train. Astrid?
Can I roll to see if I spell my Bloody Mary?
You can, in fact, because what I need all of you to do is to make a coordination roll.
Where is that?
A coordination is it's one of the main categories, and you're going to be rolling your top number, so you won't be able to it's just 13 up at the top for you. So everybody roll that. Actually, Medina and Zeke, I need you to roll this as well.
I was gonna say, shouldn't we be, even though we're not with them?
You should be.
48.
48. Okay, so I need people to tell me your numbers. Is that a success for you, Astrid?
Yep.
Wow.
All right. So,
What are we rolling?
and a 48. Oh yeah,
Coordination.
it would be your overall coordination. Astrid, because you're only 2 off from 50, I will say that not only do you keep your feet, you do shift your Bloody Mary and it doesn't spill. Rawlings, how did you do?
I rolled a 75, which is well over.
Well over. So Rawlings, you attempting to keep your feet, you sort of back up and you do fall and hit the ground, pretty hard and pretty intensely. You must spend 1 power to avoid injury.
So because we slept, we were back at full.
Yeah, time went by, so yeah, you would have been at full. Preston, how did you do on your coordination roll?
I got 1 under a success.
1 under a success. Now you can spend to try to re-roll it if you want.
No, it's funnier if I don't.
You also attempt to sort of keep your feet up, and you also must spend 1 power, so you'll go down to 12 power to sort of avoid that. Reginald, how did you do?
51.
51. You also keep your feet, and in fact, if anyone were able to hear anything in the moment here, you would hear like Reginald. There's like hydraulic, like shock absorption, like within his legs as he kind of just like wobbles. He stays still as the train is wobbling around him. Everett, how did you do?
I got a 43, and my lower range is 40, and upper is 60.
So yes, Everett, you just sort of stumble a bit, but we'll say maybe you catch yourself on a thing. You don't fall. You aren't harmed. Medina, how did you do for your coordination?
45, and I will say that she has gotten herself a mimosa, so she is holding that. I don't know if she's spilled it.
With a 45, it's splashed. It's not like a full thing, but definitely some. It's sloppy. Zeke. How did Zeke do? Oh, Zeke.
No.
She did it.
Zeke rolled a fucking 13, which is
13. So,
13.
one, so not only do you fail, so Zeke, you faceplant. Insult to injury, you lose 2 of your precious power. And, could you please roll your D13?
Philip, I just realized I rolled a 26.
Oh, you rolled a 26.
Yeah.
Could you roll a D? Okay, perfect. Could you roll a D13 as well?
Oh shit.
I can roll one. Are you telling me to roll one?
I am. I'm axing you to.
10.
Oh,
No.
I was really, really close to a 13. 11.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. So, you guys, so basically, Zeke, you fall. It's rough. Medina, you keep your feet. Everything sloshes. Everyone kind of moves around, and you all feel the motion of the train has completely stopped. The train is not moving.
Well, shit.
Great.
One of the sort of undead things picks himself up off the floor, pops an arm back in, kind of wanders, kind of gestures to you. And in fact, we're going to stay in the room with Medina and Zeke for a moment. And in fact, the conductor sort of shuffles it and says, "Ah, are you all right? Sorry, there is a dreadstorm raging right now, and it appears to be a bit more substantive than we often see on the tracks."
Question: was that the storm or the ghosts?
Oh, I wouldn't think it would be the ghosts, miss.
Okay.
I wonder, in fact. I wonder if the medium even made it in there yet.
Should you call them? Can you call the other car?
I will see to their safety, don't worry, but we wouldn't want to interrupt their seance experience if we could avoid it. That being said, Passenger Lake, it would not be due to this. There is, as you can see, and he opens kind of a window and says, "Oh yes, that would explain it." And Medina, you see that out in the sort of purple fog that is just roiling with like massive wind and rain falling with this purple tinge, you see that the train is not quite bobbing on, but like there is water. There is like a tidal wave of water that is kind of moving parallel to the train right now, and that there seems to have just been this massive influx of dark water. And Medina, what is your look gauge?
10?
10? Okay, yeah. You can't really see. If you want to peer out through it, you can.
I will.
Okay.
Should I roll?
Yes, please do so.
79. That is a fail.
You kind of, oh, okay, perfect. Since you're sort of looking, you put your hands like up against the glass to try to see better, right as a bolt of lightning shines, and you're kind of momentarily blinded, and you can't see anything out there.
Ah, fuck. Has Medina met the sailor?
I don't think
Buck?
Medina did. No, Medina did not. Medina was not there yet. That was still,
Okay.
that was in the, Medina didn't, and then the only others who saw the sailor were was Vela. Zeke, the conductor will sort of help you up and say, "Apologies for the swift stop, Passenger Thomas."
Yep. What's going on outside?
Well,
Waves.
there are, yes, waves. As you can see, please make yourselves comfortable. I'm sure we'll be moving.
Waves?
Zeke, if you
Waves.
look out the window, it appears that you're like on a beach right now. There's like just water kind of, yeah, can we do the wave? None of you know where you are in position with each other, but that's the idea. So as you guys kind of look out, and this sort of stuff is happening. Reginald, you kept your feet, right?
Yes.
Please roll me a d13. So close.
6.
6. I like it. Reginald. Astrid seemed okay. You kept your feet. Rawlings fell. Did Preston also fall? Did how many of you in that room who fell over? I know.
Oh, I also fell.
Preston. So you noticed that Preston and Rawlings, they both fell. Preston, would you roll a d13 for me? An additional one as well for a different thing.
Wonderful. I'd love to.
I love this.
8.
8. Preston, good. Even though you fell, you noticed that the crystal ball, like, it sort of, like, it actually, like, rolled for a moment, but, like, then the table shifted and it seemed to have, like, oddly just, like, rolled back. So, like, the crystal ball didn't fall off the table or anything weird. But it is at this point, that Reginald, you do notice as your hand is sort of like touching the wall, like there's like a little like static discharge. Nothing too intense, but you have like a and the lights in the room all turn off.
Like the second I touch the wall?
Like as your hand goes to like a light fixture, you contact it and there's like an electric discharge.
Can I...
The lights all turn out in the room.
How well can I see in the dark?
You probably would have no need of sort of like dark, like night vision purposes. They don't have night fights or anything. So your vision would be the same as everyone. The rest of you, though, if anybody is sort of wanting to look around, we would sort of lower gauges. If anybody is looking, otherwise, if you guys are just like, uh-oh, that's weird.
So the lights turned off, or they flickered, or they're just
the
off?
lights all just like it felt like a power outage almost,
like a brownout kind of.
Yeah.
But like we're wandering around in the dark right now.
It's dark, right? Yeah.
It's dark. It is not pitch black, but it got very dark, and there's limited light. Imagine that you're inside and the power has gone out, and it's like a powerful storm in the middle of the day. So there still is just somehow ambient sunlight, but it's but like it's raining so hard. It's.
Preston would like to check around or like keep kind of his senses open to see if he can tell if there's like anyone new entering the room or if it's still just us in here.
Astrid turns to Reginald and says, "This is the perfect way a seance starts. We should sit down for the ghosts."
I will find Astrid and I'll agree with her, like, oh yes, we must enjoy this excitement. This is part of the show, yes. But then I'll offer to also carry her drink, since I assume I have more stability and it's dark. In case you bump into anything, I can hold your drink so you do not spill.
Perfect. So I'm gonna go in reverse order of in reverse order of like plot importance. Reginald, if you would please give me a navigate roll that's under your blue intellect to sort of make your and Astrid's way kind of through the dark without stepping on anything or one. Preston. Meanwhile, if you would give me you're trying to sense if there is anyone around you, if anyone is sort of come into the room. Yes, Preston, please give me. Well, I'll say it's up to you. Would you like you could sort of, looking is probably the most key, most clear way. But if you'd rather listen because it sort of is dark, it's kind of maybe harder to tell if anyone's come in there. But your listening won't at all be impeded by the darkness. The way if you roll a look, your gauge is going to get smaller since it's dark.
I'll try for a listen.
Give me a listen, Preston. Reginald, what did you roll on your navigate?
44.
44. I will say with a 44, though it is dark, you know the basic space. You might bump into a thing here or there, but you do manage to guide Astrid over to the table. Everett and Rawlings, as you guys are kind of either picking yourself back up, or Everett, you're just kind of, thinking this is
That would be a 30, which is 10 above my success. Within my success.
It's
10 within. Yeah.
You are within your success. Perfect. So, you're on the tracks. So Preston, as you sort of listen around, you can hear Reginald and Astrid bumping into stuff, but you do in fact hear some footsteps back by the door that you've all come in from.
Who's there?
Miss St. James, I believe it's a specter.
I know. Hello, Spectre.
Oh, forgive me. I have made you guys just, so confused about what's going on. Oh, the lights are off. Let's, see if there's anything I can do about that. And suddenly all of the lamps begin to glow with an eerie green light.
Is it too late to back out of this saying?
Preston, you see at the back of this area, there appears to be a woman. Looks like she's in her early 50s. She has what could only be described as natural larges, and she is wearing a very low cut, she seems like someone who really loves Taos. She's like, I love to go to the desert, but I also love the beach, because it's just all about the energy and vibes of what you find in these places.
Like the average Hinge profile in LA, or
yes, but in her 50s. She's real cut, kind of hippie Earth Mother energy, but very sexualized. And she appears to sort of be in there, and she's kind of moved her hands, and the lights have all turned on.
I love your style. You are just real confident about yourself.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for saying so. So, if I'm to get this right, you're all here for a seance. Is that correct?
Yes, are
then
you...
My darlings, my living, my beautiful souls. I am so happy to be here to just guide you on this journey as we just try to touch and stroke and squeeze the other side.
Well, this seems quite intimate. Before we begin, what is your name?
Oh.
You free-spirited beauty.
Oh, my name, dear. I am Sibelia Sibiana.
It's wonderful to meet you, Sibelia. Are you here alone?
Beautiful people. I feel I am on fire with my feelings of love and joy and life for you
truly have a
individuals here.
A boundless bohemian spirit.
Oh, yes. I am boundless in so many ways. Let's all sit around this table, and I want you to join hands with each other, but if you'd rather touch in other ways, and your adjacent partner is cool with it, that is all right as well. As long as we are clinging together like a wet t-shirt to a body.
Hold neat knobs.
Hold whatever everyone would like.
Everett sits down, kind of spread out, spread eagle, with his hands back, kind of
Oh, yes. Now you are embracing the spirit, so I have heard from our illustrious conductor that we wanted to have a time looking into some ghosts, but you didn't want to just lose yourself in terror. You just wanted a little bit of a scary time. But what you really are looking for, this is what I've interpreted from what you've said as a connection. Is that right?
Yeah, well, we were hoping to speak to Penguith, the lizard man that died.
Oh my, you have a target. So you are looking for a specific experience. You're not just open to whatever the spirits are.
Darling, I'm open to a
Giving-
lot of things.
Oh, I
but-
love to hear it. And I love your style and grace. So, let's all just sit here.
Astrid looks down at her chair that has not been pulled out for her, and then looks up at Reginald.
Reginald is already in transit.
She sits. Thank
and
you,
he
Reggie.
and he sets down a drink as well.
Oh.
And he somehow found a coaster.
Oh, I would finish that drink. We don't want anything on the table but ourselves and whatever's there in the center.
You, are you tasting something in the air that's good?
Oh, I taste everything all the time.
I think she uses a special shampoo. I've seen this commercial where there's this lady who's using this shampoo and it feels like this most sexual experience. And I feel like you're the type of person that would use that, aren't you?
I will tell you this. Some of the best feelings I've ever had were when someone was sensually washing my hair.
Oh my God.
Sense.
I get that. That's how I feel when I wear my lovemaking blazer.
Astrid finishes her drink.
Yes, just set that off to the side. So, but I really want to experience all of you. Now, Rawlings, I'm sorry, Dan, I know you had a question earlier. Please ask it now.
Well, I was just saying, like, while, like, as she was, like, coming in and starting to do her thing, I, like, understand. I think Rawlings understands that it's a dread storm, so he's, like, looking around and, like, trying to figure out exactly what the nature of this one is.
Excellent. Rawlings. There are no windows visible. They're covered by... They're completely covered up by the tapestries and sort of wall hangings and things in this room. So you definitely hear like sound outside, but now that she's come in, the vibe seems very sort of different and weird. Would you like to I'll phrase it like this: for you to try to look beyond those tapestries would be like disruptive to the wall, but you could attempt it if you'd like to try.
I mean, I'm just trying to take a quick peek. You know.
Tell you what, make a You're pretty good at it. Make a investigate just to see if like you can find like a spot where it might be easier to peer through. Before you roll though, know that your gauge is going to be limited not very much. It's going to be reduced by 3 on either side.
Well, it's 87, so I still failed.
Understood. So you kind of like start pulling at, you're kind of like touching some tapestries, just seeing more stuff behind it. And at this point she says, "Oh darling, are you not going to join us?"
No, I'm just trying to ascertain the nature of what's happening outside.
Whatever is happening outside, put it from your mind. Turn your mind inside. Only think about what is deep and dark and warm inside with all of us.
Very well.
Just come over to Sibiana, and I'll take care of you.
Yes, I'm sure you will. I can't wait to see what we
Yeah.
discover together.
From my home in Voluptua, we have some very interesting kinds of seance practices that we engage in, of course. But I wanted to know if any of you have ever been in a seance before, or have any expectations of how the process will go.
Been in a seance before.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
How did that medium operate? Were they aggressive? Were they shy? What was
They
their
were-
methodology?
It wasn't as sensual as you are, but it was. We all held hands, and we thought about the person that we were trying to call, and it was wild. Things on the shelves started moving, and lights started flickering. They called out to the spirits, asking us to open our minds and our hearts. It was very, very wonderful. It was with Harry Houdini. Did I mention?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's a lovely magician escape artist.
If you say so. She'll kind of look at all of you and say, "Well, let's get in touch with each other, please." She'll sit. She will sit to give Reginald one hand. Who would like to sit on her other side? Everett. Great. So she'll grab Everett's and Reginald's hands.
Can I do like a vibe check on this woman?
Please give me a vibe check. That is under your will. It should be detect vibe.
Detect vibe.
Oh.
Like,
Everett.
if it's 0, and then the number that's
It's gonna be very, very low. Yes.
very low, so 3.
A 3. Understood. Yes. You don't have much vibe on her. You're trying to get a sense of it, but you're just honestly, she just moves and her cleavage is just like so weird. You're just like, what is even happening right now?
It's
Everett.
boobs all the way down.
I mean, just yeah. Everett. Reginald, though, I'm so sorry. I have to look at somebody else's stat real quick. Yes.
Okey-doke.
Reginald, she takes your hand. Everything's fine. Everett, her hand does feel strange to yours. She feels kind of cold and kind of. It's like almost like you're touching foam or something. There's an odd quality to the way her hand is, and she is also like she's already just like stroking, your palm or something with her thumb in kind of a weird way.
Everett he really thought she would be hot and warm and soft, and so he goes, "Excuse me, I'm so sorry," and he just starts to rub his hands on his jorts.
I forgot
and
about his jorts.
I just had. Can I sit across? I'm gonna go sit over there because I'd like to make eye contact with you.
Of course. It's such a sensual, intimate thing to stare into another person's eyes. Try it with a lover sometime, before or after you've had an act of congress. Just sit there silently, just staring into each other's eyes, just putting every thought you have into them. It's incredibly intimate.
As she's saying that, Everett, knowing that Rawlings, was kind of a little bit more aware than everybody else, would just say, "Her hand feels so gross and weird, and she's cold, and I don't like it."
Realize she is a ghost, right?
Does that mean anything? I mean, does that mean anything to me, or?
Make an analyze with your occult bonus. So massive gauge on that.
Oh, the gauge is fucking huge. 77, that's within the fucking gauge. That
77 is
gauge.
within the gauge, guys. Watch out for this guy.
I think 77 would have been in the gauge without the bonus.
That's a girthy gauge.
That's a good gauge.
Girthy gauge.
So, with that, you do suspect that this woman is probably a ghost of some kind.
Fascinating. Yes, perhaps she's got more knowledge of the people, the place we're trying to reach than we do. So,
Well, maybe you should go hold her hand because it was gross.
oh yeah, I'll sit next to her.
Oh, you're coming to join me. I'm so glad that you're not poking around the walls anymore. And you're here with me. She takes your hand, and Rawlings, without you, like, attempting it, her hand, it feels just, like, cold, but it doesn't feel, like, off. It doesn't feel weird. It just feels a little cold, a little, I don't know, different. But she holds your hand and Reginald's and says, all right, so the first thing we should do is we should all just start thinking about the dead, how they're all around us. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Like the dead help? We want to think is.
Yes, you can start with them, but think about all the squishy, decomposing, screaming dead out there. Think of their bodies and think of their souls broken. In so many pieces. Think about the mist and how many countless sad spirits are screaming trapped in there. Is everybody thinking about it?
Yes, I'm thinking. Yes.
Good. I love it. So, you said there was some dead person you wanted to find.
Yes, Mr.
Pingwith.
Oh, Penwith. Well, what we're all gonna do here. See this ball in the middle of this table?
Yes.
There's a room inside of it, another one that's not this one.
Oh. That's... it's just like how our bodies contain rooms that aren't within the... Yes, that's exactly what it is.
But why is there a room in there that's not here?
Well, it's just part of the mystery, dear.
Ooh,
So if you're
intriguing.
looking for a particular ghost, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe that ghost could appear in that room, and she's kind of like moving Everett's hand, Rawlings' hand as she's pointing. Yes, so... So, I want you all to... is this someone you all knew? This Penwith you're talking about?
Not terribly well.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you're just gonna have to rest on my expertise and my sexpertise. What we're gonna do...
What kind of seance is this going to be?
This is going to... this is a seance where anything anybody wants to do is permitted. Just so you know.
Ghost sex.
I don't like that.
Well, you don't have to participate.
Like the
of
movie.
course, but you are definitely allowed to watch.
It's been ages since I've had ghost sex.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Well,
I want to
So-
give her a surprised look like, what?
Is that a thing that's happened to you more than once?
Don't worry about it, Reggie.
Was he at least wearing the blazer?
Not this ghost.
He's missing out.
all right, so since no one knows our target that well, what we're gonna do is we are just gonna open ourselves up. And we are gonna hope that I'm strong enough. And,
Which part of ourselves are we opening up?
well, okay, so everyone has sacred openings inside of them. You understand? Some of you have what's called a yoni. And if you have a yoni, you also have a spirit yoni. But everyone can have a spirit yoni, even if you don't have a physical yoni. And you're going to open up your spiritual yoni for whatever wants to come inside of it. You understand?
Yes.
My yoni is open.
I'm so glad to hear that. So, Here's what we're gonna do. Because we do not know the ghost in question that well, but we do want that ghost, you're gonna have to rely on me. So rather than thinking about the ghost, I just want all of you to think about me. I am Sibelia Sibiana. So just think, Sibelia Sibiana. Sibelia
Wide open for you.
Sibiana. And we'll just, hopefully with you, let me in.
Sibelia Sibiana.
Yeah, think of me, that's right.
Sibelia Sibiana.
Let's go ahead. That's good.
You have to say her name. Sibelia
Sibelia
Sibiana.
Sibiana.
Oh, yes, say my name.
Sibelia Sibiana.
Sibiana.
Sibelia Sibiana.
Mhm.
Yana.
Oh, I can
I think I can feel it.
Sibelia Sibiana.
Rawlings, at this point. Actually, No, I would like for you to make a touch roll.
Medina and Zeke are missing out. This is fun.
They're gonna live though. Our yonis are gonna get taken. Our sacred yonis.
It's not my yoni.
Anything but the Yoni.
Okay.
Someone's under
56, so well within.
Well within Rawlings, you feel like her hand is like in her gesticulating, her hand is like moved through yours. Like she's definite. You're like, oh, this is a ghost.
Yeah.
Reginald, you don't sense that at all.
Not my data.
So as this is going on, Everett and Preston, how are you guys doing? Are you happy? Are you guys jumping in?
I am begrudgingly participating.
You are begrudgingly participating.
Yeah, and Everett, like, she was a real yum for him, but then when he touched her hand and it felt like foamy, she turned into a yuck, so he's not as into this experience anymore, and he thinks that she's a little too sexual even for him.
Wow.
You got the ick.
Okay, so in that case, I think from what Astrid has said, so all of you, there is actually kind of like in D&D terms, there's sort of a like what sort of level of willingness, what openness are you having? Is anyone putting up any resistance to what's going on? Are any of you like, ruh-roh? Are you just like, let's go for it, let's see how it goes?
I'm going for it.
Okay,
Gotta
so
try something.
Reginald, Astrid, and Preston are all going for it. Everett is not going for it. Everett is resistance. Rawlings, how are you doing?
I mean, I want to see what happens.
You want to see what happens. So you are
I'm in
chanting her name. You are letting it open.
Yeah.
So everyone but Everett. Okay, so basically, and Everett, since now you're like across from her. In fact, what I should have done here, hold on, is it's more like, yeah, it's like that now. So basically, yeah, she's like, Everett's across the holy. So the others do, but Everett is kind of putting up some resistance. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. As she kind of pushes through, and she's saying, Penwith, I'm looking for Penwith. And I am wondering if I can find him. Come home, Penwith. There's a warm bed waiting for you. Come out of the fog and the rain. The rest of you, everyone but Everett, is meanwhile chanting Sibelia Sibiana.
Sibiana.
Sibelia Sibiana. Okay.
Sibelia Sibiana.
At this point, you all do feel a sudden whooshing presence in this room.
Whoa.
Did you feel it? Did you feel the ghost?
I felt a chill in my servos.
Oh. I felt it deep down in my tingly spot.
That's right, just Okay, I need... Everyone's opened themselves up here. Okay. You hear that she's saying Penwith. Everett, oh my god, Everett, you're so high in this. Oh, this is, what a fun energy. Everett, you have a very, very, very high, or not obscenely high, but you have a pretty darn high listen. You're an alert person. And while your other four friends have their eyes closed and they're chanting Sibelia Sibiana, you are not. And if you're watching her, you notice that she is not saying the name Penwith. Her lips aren't making the word Penwith. Please make a listen to see if you can figure out what she is. Or you could try a look to read her lips, but that's a little harder.
And I mean, it looks like they're exact same score. So,
well, you'll need to roll better if you do a look because you'll be trying to read lips.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And if you want to, you could spend some power to increase your gauge before you make this roll.
Yeah, and how does that work?
If you spend, you may spend 2 power, so you'll go down to 11, and then roll a d10 and add that number to your gauge.
To my.
So, in other words, just for this roll, instead of you don't even type it. Just for this roll, your listen will be like roll a d10.
Oh, it's right here. It is a 9.
9, great. So this time, you are trying to roll between a 15 and an 85. Don't change it on your thing because it's just a temporary benefit. So you have an even wider gauge. So like even you might have failed otherwise. But go ahead and do your listen as you're just trying to as you're tuning out the others chanting sex stuff and her just going ooh. But she's not saying Penwith.
It is a 65.
A 65, you are within your gauge. So despite the loudness, you kind of listen and peer, and she is saying, what she's saying is, actually roll a d13.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, God.
11.
You're such a good person. Thank you so much. Roll a d20. If you have one handy.
8.
8. Yes! Oh! Fun!
I love when this happens.
Okay, apologies for these stuff. So basically, I'll leave it. Here's what we're going to do. You notice that she is saying a name. We're going to not reveal what the name is here, because I just look up a couple things real quick to determine what the best option is, but I think I know what it is. But you know that she is not saying Penwith's name. You hear that she is specifically chanting a different name.
Who is sitting next to me on either side?
I'm sitting next to you.
And who's on the other side?
Preston.
Preston.
Everett squeezes Preston's hand, rapidly to signal something and leans over and says, she's not saying the right name.
What?
She ain't saying the right name. Something's wrong.
The name she's saying, Everett, is Deliria. And it is at this time that you've given Preston a warning. So Preston, you're aware of some stuff, but Astrid and not. Astrid. You feel a ghostly presence entering you.
My Yoni?
Well, your spiritual Yoni, yeah.
My Yoni?
It's kind of it's your you feel a spiritual sort of entry into yourself. Now, Astrid, you are a strong-willed entity, but you have opened yourself up. And at this moment, you feel a presence rushing into you. Do you think, in this context, given that you sort of knew you were opening it, would you be resistant at all to a presence entering you?
Nope.
No. Okay, great.
Nope.
Then Reginald, Rawlings, and Preston, you also feel you feel like some kind of it's almost like a tidal wave against your mind. Something is coming for you. Now, Preston, you've been warned to this. You're aware of this. So if you want to resist, you can absolutely resist. I am asking, however, for Reginald and Rawlings, do either of you, in this moment, would you be resistant to this?
To something pushing against my mind.
To something pushing against your mind. When she's been saying, everyone open your minds up.
I mean, can I tell like how it feel? Like, does it feel like good or bad? Like
It feels. Both of you, I'll tell you what. Both of you feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll something. Hold on. Great. What both of you feel is this presence. You feel the presence of. What the fuck have I been saying? I know the last words.
Delirium?
Yeah, of Sibelia Sibiana.
So just a super sensual sort of presence pushing against my mind.
You feel her. It's like she's trying to like come into your mind. It feels like she's like right next to both of you, basically.
Will be more fun.
I just don't know if Rawlings trusts anyone from Voluptua these days.
I think that's reasonable. In that case, Rawlings, please make a resist coercion roll.
I'm going to add my remaining 6 talent points to this.
Understood. Reginald.
I'm gonna say Reginald, being a professional fighter, is always on his guard.
Okay.
At least to some degree. So I'm gonna say he resists as well.
You'll resist as well. Okay. Unfortunately for you, Reginald, because of
yeah.
previous things, I would like for you to make a resist coercion roll. Go ahead and roll it, but
Where is it again?
it's under your
I see it.
under your
I
will.
see it.
So roll a resist coercion, and this is not oof. Okay, go ahead and roll it. But you are going to your gauge is going to be narrowed a little bit. So go ahead and roll your D100.
$48.
48. Okay. Rawlings, what did you roll?
45, so.
45. Preston, go ahead and also roll a resist coercion.
Do I get any bonus to my gauge on this, or
You will get. Let me look at your.
because I do not have a very large score in resist coercion?
Really don't. The thing is, Reginald is still the.
You're the one who was wanting people to die.
Reginald's still the primary venue of this, though.
Who, me? No, I wouldn't say that.
Preston, I'm going to give you a bit. First of all, if you want to spend stuff to increase your gauge, you like do have like the presence of mind because Everett warned you, so you could do that. I'm going to increase your gauge. I rolled a 1, so sorry. So your gauge is not a huge increase, and I know you're low. You can spend power too, or you can just roll it and see what happens.
What would spending power do?
You spend 2 power, and you get to roll D10. For every 2 power you spend, you get to you roll a D10 and add it to your gauge for this roll.
Yeah, I'll spend 4 power for that.
Great. Okay. So
So
roll
2
2
D10s?
D10.
A 10
Great.
and a 7.
Okay. So yours is in total is being increased by 18. Okay, great. So go ahead and roll your roll.
That is a 46.
Wow, you guys are all in the 40s. You guys are all very, very close there. 45, 46, and 48. So Preston, as you and Rawlings are just like kind of like you're reacting. Everett, you're just like Astrid, you are open wide, saying metaphorically speaking, to something, and this is an interesting circumstance because you've all rolled. Reginald, though your resistance that you're putting up is the best, you have this moment of realization that you can see your code flashing before your eyes, and you see the code that says boo, and it seems almost familiar, and then the code that says boo turns into boob, and then boobs, and you remember hitting that button. And you suddenly realize that there is no medium here at all. That was a ghost that has jumped into your servos, ridden along, jumped out through the lights, taken this opportunity from some wide open people to find a new body for her and another ghost who she would like to give a body to. So at this time, Reginald, despite your own fighterly resistance that you're sort of having, and it's only because she sort of doesn't have like another presence of this, but because she already kind of is inside of you, so you're pushing back, but like you're kind of like so you're sort of still aware to some extent, but you suddenly feel her like mind in your mind, and you feel in your OS kind of like as if something is like rewriting itself. Astrid, in the meantime, you feel this other presence in your mind. It's not Mr. Penwith, but it is this woman who in your mind is kind of going, is that where is, oh my god, I'm in a body again. Ooh, a nice body. Oh, this will feel good. And
Who are you?
Astrid, before you sort of say anything, in Astrid's voice you all hear Astrid saying, Sebalia, where are you? And Reginald's voice replies, I'm right here.
Like a super sensual character now.
Yeah, so yeah, in Reginald's voice it's like, I'm right here, and Reginald and Astrid kind of like grasp hands. And Astrid's voice will say, how has this happened? What? How did you do this? And Reginald says, oh, because they opened themselves up, and I had an opportunity. And Astrid will say, but nobody was pushing my button. In the meantime, as Everett, Preston, and Rawlings are sort of staring at this, Medina and Zeke, the two of you are there with the conductor. This is probably a few minutes ago. A door opens and a gentleman walks in. He's wearing kind of like a sort of a tuxedo, and he looks very kind of tuxedo. Oh, we'll say he also has a turban on, because of in that very tasteful 1930s vibe. And he sort of walks in and says, forgive my lateness. I knocked over a bunch of cleaning powder while I was getting ready, and just now got myself presentable. Master Conductor, where are the guests for the seance? He'll say, yes, as you can see, the train has stopped, so I believe they're already in the salon, but you may join them whenever you're ready. Of course, I'm happy to oblige. Are you not joining us? He kind of turns to Medina. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear it. He'll kind of walk to the sort of down the cart, and the conductor will go with him. They pass through a room. They'll have a scene that none of you are there for, so we don't even need to roll which great detective is still eating breakfast. Oh shit, actually. As Astrid and Reginald's bodies are sort of like holding hands, Everett, Preston, and Rawlings, what are the three of you doing?
Is this supposed to be happening?
No, we're supposed to summon someone else. Is it? Hello? Reginald, Astrid.
Can we talk?
I will say that if you guys would like to try to talk as a pair of ghosts who have inhabited bodies, you may. I will adjust it if you're saying anything outside of there, whatever. But you can. But yes. So Astrid, right now you were Deliria. Reginald, you were Sebalia.
What have you two done to them fancy folk?
I'm just inhabiting this body, and oh god, it just feels so good.
Oh, so it's possession.
Flesh again.
Siberia. It feels so good to be in a body again.
Oh, it feels amazing.
I've missed you.
Oh, I missed you.
Oh god, voluptuous ghosts. Absolutely not.
This sucks, right? I'm correcting saying that this sucks generally.
I will say that Deliria, you will mention if you would like to. You are not voluptuous, so if you want to correct what this prissy little person just said, you could say that you are from paradise. I think actually Deliria would sort of say, excuse me, I'm from paradise.
Okay.
I'm not voluptuous.
Excuse me, I'm from paradise, not from voluptuous.
Oh, how rude of me. Well, you still are invading, just like someone from voluptuous want to do, so...
Oh no, I am so sorry about this, but also this is what it is. Deliria, however, I'm gonna say a couple of things as Deliria. I'm sorry, Deliria would say, oh, but something is off about this body. Oh, something's off. I mean, or maybe something's on, but this isn't, what?
Can I try to...
Something feels weird. Something feels weird about this body. And Sibelia will sort of say, well, is it a robot? Because this body's a robot body, which means there's all sorts of... Wait, kind of starts feeling around. Oh, that part's... Oh, wow. We're going to have some fun.
Can I...
Mm-hmm.
Can Astrid, as Astrid, try to... charm?
Astrid, please make a... I see what you're... Oh, as Astrid. You're trying to charm the spirit within you?
Yes.
So, at this point, you...
I spend 3 power to do it.
You do. You opened yourself up pretty hard, so you've really been shunned. Like, you're locked out of your house right now.
Yeah, she mad.
Which means there's ways you can do it, but before you could do that, I need you to roll a basic will.
Okay.
And your gauge on this will roll is going to be decreased a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Basic will. I can't add talent to the overall will.
You
Can
to talent, you cannot add talent to your overall will, sadly, no.
Got it.
However, you could spend power, you obviously will need it for other stuff, you could spend power to try to add it to kind of like undo with the gauges, or you could save that for other things. So let's make you roll. Meanwhile, I'd like to say, Medina and Zeke, while this is going on, the two of you have seen this craziness. Are you just still hanging out in the lounge car, having some morning beers, or what are you guys doing?
I've gotten another mimosa,
Okay.
but I will go sit next to the boxer, just because I don't believe that it wasn't the ghosts that messed with the train.
The boxer's out there going, "Oh man, this is like a pretty serious storm."
Yeah,
Uh,
a dread storm. So
Yeah.
is there gonna be something on the train? Do I? I don't have a sword anymore, do I?
Did
Do
you-
I?
Yeah, I think you have a sword.
Okay.
Did you lose your sword?
Oh, are you talking? Oh,
Is it in
no.
Is it in your cabin?
Well, I'm not gonna carry it around a bunch of strangers
All right, well.
on this
cool.
allegedly safe
See,
train.
this is why I don't use weapons. My weapons is me.
Well, that's why you're with me. So
Yeah, right.
And Zeke would be looking for anything that could be a weapon.
There's you can grab a corkscrew or something, no problem.
That it?
Yeah. He's like, listen, you guys, everything's gonna be fine.
okay, well let's go get my stuff. And by the way, I was trying to give you a compliment, saying like, I'm thankful that you're here with your guns.
Why is it that I mean, can you like can it just like how
because
about
you were just like, yeah, whatever. Okay,
Zeke? Am I totally in the wrong? Like, am I like?
Medina's gonna like.
If I were gonna put money on it, I wouldn't bet on you, dude.
Oh my god. Well, okay, first of all, not betting on me never works out for people because I'm
Okay, if
very
you're in a
good.
ring using your fists,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you.
But if we're talking
Zeke,
about...
thank you. That's really nice of you to say. I appreciate that.
That is fair though. See,
Yeah.
another compliment.
That was
We go
really
to
cool that you
breakup.
said that, Zeke. I really appreciate that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get
I
my
wouldn't bet
stuff.
on you using your head unless it was bashing someone else's head.
That makes sense. I'm gonna come with you to get your sword. Do you want to come with us, Zeke, when we get her sword?
Yeah. Will there be more weapons?
Wait, do you have more weapons? Are you holding on to me?
No, I don't.
Yeah, no, she's just got a sword. Sorry, that's all we got. I don't have any weapons because again.
Sorry. But yeah, grab a corkscrew. I don't know what's going to be coming at us. So, are you familiar with dreadstorms?
There was one, I think.
You may never have experienced a dreadstorm.
Wasn't there one when we ran into the fleecing scheme?
You may not have known.
Oh,
what it
I'm
was.
sorry. You since returning to life, you had a dreadstorm.
Yeah.
That's right. Zeke died before the first one in game. Sorry to keep you in suspense there, Astrid. Ha ha ha. So you'll go with them to get swords. Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't out in the Dreadstorm, but it didn't seem like a good deal. There was this strange, off-putting, very horny guy.
Oh, interesting. Could have been Voluptuan. But oh god, is Voluptua gonna come on? No, she's gonna like
Well,
run fast.
First of all, like Voluptua comes wherever it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
so
God.
as you guys rush to get as you guys rush to get her thing, that's just me trying to check into the poor two players who have been here and just. Although in fairness, they could have just been at the seance. All right, so Astrid, how did you roll on that? How did you do on that will roll?
61.
A 61 is. I'm so sorry. I'll tell you this though, just for the I'll tell you this. Oh, 61 actually. Okay. Here's what you do. You just push back against this thing that is in your mind. You have a very strong mental presence. You push against this. You know, to keep up this like house metaphor, you basically run full steam at your like front door, trying to just, you know, shoulder it down. And the door shakes. And what all of you witness is that Deliria, who's been saying this, like, something weird with this body, I don't... And then Deliria just goes, oh, shut up, you! Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. It's inside me, it's wriggling around, it's trying something.
Yes.
And
Get out of my house.
Reginald's voice will say, oh, don't worry about that. She'll just keep drifting away, just like whatever codes in the half of mine that's still in mind. Don't you worry about that. She'll say, no, whatever this is different. I feel something strange. At this point, however, well, actually, Everett, Preston, and Rawlings, would any of you like to say anything in reply to that? I'm so sorry.
Let them go. Release control of them. Relinquish control.
What do you mean, control? I'm Reginald, the boxer cyborg. And this is Astrid St. James. That's right, I'm Astrid St. James.
No, I understand how possession works, and so you're not going to fool me.
Also, you are both just terrible actors.
Well, possession is 9/10 of the law. That's what I heard.
Well, what are you going to do now that you're possessing?
Oh, we are going to enjoy the pleasures of our respective fleshes.
Like in what way? There's a lot of things to enjoy here on this train. There are probably many cars. What else are you going to do?
The door suddenly flies open, and this sort of tuxedoed, sort of turban gentleman kind of walks in, and appropriatively turbaned, by the way. It's not kind of, you're like, that, all right, don't love that look, man. But as he sort of walks in, he sort of stops and sees the green lights and says, oh dear, what is... Oh my. And the conductor's body says, it appears that something is activated. The sphere. We might need to kill all of these people just in case. There have been any possessions of more grave natures. Oh, these two? Understood. And he says, please, we need to kill these two. The conductor says, oh, they are first-class passengers. Are you sure they've been possessed?
Yes, quite. But please, there must
Look
be
at
something
them
to
for
remove
like
the ghost
5
of them
seconds.
outside of killing them.
Oh, well, generally speaking, it is railroad policy to kill anyone who has been possessed, so that you don't want ghosts to think they can get away with it.
Can't you
Was
do
that
an
even
exorcism?
addressed on the brochure? Because I may have missed that little bit of this trip.
It is certainly somewhere in the terms, though they're often written invisibly, so it makes it difficult for the living to read.
Can't you do an exorcism or something? Like, you know, maybe try like a tier 1 approach instead of a tier 3?
Oh, I see what you're saying. You'd like us to try to... So, are any of the rest of you... Actually, why am I asking? He'll sort of pull out I wish I had a monocle. He'll kind of, pull out like a... Oh, yes. These two are most definitely possessed. And this one is... kind of gestures to Astrid and says... Well, this is very complicated, actually. What do you mean? Well, neither of these two are strictly human beings, and as such, that makes any sort of spirit removal more complex. There are far more places for them to hide within lines of code and aged, unnatural forms. Do you
What?
understand? These are not human beings, your friends here. Ghosts have found to obscure new bodies, and as such, it really would be simplest to just kill them both.
Well, I mean, again, that is very extreme. And,
Well,
I mean, can't you try it? Like, I know Reginald's a robot. You can just turn him off, turn him back on. That should probably work. I don't know what's going on with Astrid. What did you say?
I feel like Astrid might be fighting back a little bit.
oh, well, that is impressive, although if Astrid is this, it is not surprising. Astrid, can you hear me? And Delirious is like, what are you doing? Stop. Astrid, you suddenly hear this voice. Like, you're not really observing anything, but you hear this, like, booming voice saying, Astrid, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello? Get me out!
Ah, I see. Yes, you are present.
Yes! Hello?
Very well, everyone sit down at the table. We're going to do a bit of a different kind of seance than is typical. Reginald, yes?
I was gonna ask if I could do something, if I could fight back using my knowledge of cyborg systems.
You know what? That is a great and hilarious idea. You may absolutely fight back using your knowledge of cyborg systems. I'm going
Like
to
she was in
let-
my code. Can I?
You're going to
Which is
try to
just the
do.
fucking
You're going to try to get in
sacrifice.
through a different piece of code. I love this. Oh, great idea! Great idea here. Provided you can do this, you can add your 10 for cyborg systems. I would like for you to add this.
Printing Joe's antivirus
We're
software.
gonna, yeah, we're gonna go to your coordination. Actually, this is kind of like it's a mental coordination, but that is what's going on.
Okay.
You're going to do an operate equipment, but you're going to have a 23 for this rather than a 13. So go ahead and roll a D100, and don't change it for now because it's only on this roll.
Okay. I get a 49.
A 49. Wow, that's a very it's very. So basically, I will say that Reginald. Hold on. There's a. I literally have one of these somewhere. Do you have a D8 handy?
Yes. Yes.
Is it a D8 I don't want you to do? Roll that.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Hold on. I got an 8.
An 8. Fun. This is actually very appropriate.
Hope we get to share the body.
You're going to get to say some stuff here at Reginald. You can speak at this point. You guys hear some like servos like turning, and she's saying, "Oh my, something's happening. Is this just a?" And suddenly you guys hear coming from Reginald's crotch, a like tinny speaker. Reginald, please say anything you'd like to say.
Hello? Hello? It's quite stuffy in here. A little bit tight, but can anyone hear me? I think someone's taken my body.
Oh, yes. It seems. Is this? What is this person's actual name? The cyborg's name?
Reginald.
Reginald. You've managed to access the vibrational sonic amplifiers in some system that you have, I assume.
It's quite rude to take my body, but I also don't want to be an inconvenience. If she simply asked nicely, I would have at least
the whole
have it for
time.
a few minutes.
The whole time he's talking, it's like what you're hearing is like. And just from Reginald's mouth, saying, "Oh my, that's a. Honestly, I don't hate this vibe." He'll say, "Everyone sit down immediately."
Please help. She's so horny.
Oh, but don't you see the benefits of what's going on for both of us right now?
Just please put on the blazer, whatever you do.
Oh, no, I never wear any kind of... Well, she'll sort of sit
Oh
down
God,
and
save
say-
me. Save me.
So
She
basically...
starts undressing now.
Yeah, speaking of which, as you guys... so basically, this guy sits down and says, "Everyone, give me your hands."
Do they have to like take our hands, or like are we just in the middle of the circle?
I would
What's
say
happening?
that, Reginald and Astrid. Oh, that's true. They would be resisting. So yes, Reginald and Astrid, as they're sort of resisting, he's kind of just actually he'll say, "Better, the three of you, please make a circle, form around them, grip them from the sides. I shall stand between them." So basically, he's trying to like force the two of you, and you guys are moving, but because something inside of you is fighting back, I'll say that they're sort of standing somewhat still. So Everett, Preston, and Rawlings, will you put your hands on them?
Yes.
Wonderful. So this guy is going to begin, and what I will need from everyone is I'm going to say I will need all of you with the focus of what you're doing. It is probably a resist coercion roll, but like if you really wanted to do like a detect vibe roll, I could allow that instead. But I'm going to need from all 5 of you those rolls to be made as sort of a collective group attempting to stop this.
Resist coercion.
You could do resist coercion.
I'll give him my best shot.
Yes.
68, so I am within.
68, you are within your
No.
gauge. Preston is just like, too weird, too much.
This is all fucking crazy.
Okay. Everett?
Did not succeed. Got a 35, and my minimum is 40.
Astrid, how are you doing?
Wait, you told me. I need to roll 2?
You can do resist coercion, or if you'd rather, you can do detect vibe.
I goofed it. Hold on.
Reginald, how are you doing, sir?
I got a 51.
Okay.
I'm above. Well, above the half, I guess.
I got 54.
54.
Which is,
Okay.
yeah.
That's within. So 3 of you and the 2 who really counted did. I will say that Everett and Preston, however, attempting to help with this, like, Rawlings, you're putting it in Everett and Preston, you're kind of just, all you guys are really doing is keeping the circle going, but both of you are like, you're kind of feeling an intense thing. This guy is sort of chanting and sort of saying, "Release them, be gone, ghosts, be gone." I'm going to say that because Everett and Preston are distracted by their sort of like, they're being overwhelmed. You guys actually are feeling not only the spirit of Sibelia Sibiana and this Deliria, you're feeling other spirits sort of like in this circle. It's pretty overwhelming, actually. Rawlings, you were able to keep your mind. But while Preston and Everett are just fighting against this, Rawlings, I want you to make a look roll. You see something in the corner of your eye.
Yeah.
Something strange is going on.
$48.
48. So basically, you can. It's almost like a sixth sense of like you can tell. Rawlings, you look down at the crystal ball, and in the middle of the crystal ball, you see an upside down sort of skull, warped and sort of like, kind of like as if getting closer, looking, peering in. It seems to be a figure. It might just be a mask. You're not sure if it's a mask or a skull with all the warping going on, but you can tell that there is something paying direct attention to what's going on here from whatever other room Preston was talking about.
Sorry to interrupt. Is that character watching normal?
What? Who?
In the ball.
Oh, he sort of looks down, and then everything happens at once. And I mean everything. Rawlings, we'll say that you're sort of directly across from him, kind of just for the thing. You notice that his head, like, blossoms out with this, like, explosion out of the front of his skull. Blood, brain matter, he's kind of pushing back. There's this horrible whooshing power that all of you feel. All 5 of you are knocked backwards. I need all 5 of you to make a physicality roll, I think, to keep your feet, although I suppose I'd allow a dodge under coordination if you would rather, but the 5 of you need to do that.
I'll do physicality.
Same thing.
Same. Nope. 97.
Where's Dog?
Astrid,
Oh.
you go with a 97.
Yep.
Feeling
He's
something
dead.
wrong, and it's not even totally in your body, you jump backwards. Reginald, what did you roll?
I got a 35. So I'm
You're
in.
You're in, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a big physicality.
Astrid, this is a pretty rough one, actually. You are going to need to spend 4 of your power,
Okay.
sort of to, like, prevent, like, serious injury, but nevertheless you are dazed, and you, like, we'll say you even, like, crash into that, like, you know, like little cabinet that we were talking about, like this glass and stuff. It's pretty rough. Reginald, your sort of body doesn't, you kind of stumble back but don't fall. Everett, did you succeed at your physicality?
I did.
Or
I
dodge?
got 75.
Everett also, like, kind of, like, just stumbles but stays on his feet. Preston?
I did succeed.
There's some burly guys here. Rawlings, how did you do?
36 to success.
So basically all of you manage to sort of stay up. You also all feel a wave of, like, ghostly, terrifying energy washing over you.
Oh,
You feel spirits in this room, like apparitions, just like screaming, like help, help, pain, death, death, death. Kind of just this horrible wall of the dead rushing over each and every one of you. It's I don't really even know that it's something that any of you would resist at this point. It's a pretty just terrifying experience, and sort of just in terms of your own mental capacity, I'll say that it's going to cost everyone 2 power. All of
am I comfortable with the debt in general?
You are more comfortable than many would be, I would think. Yes,
Okay.
more familiar, certainly.
So am I frightened? Like, I'm just like, okay.
I think at this point you're frightened, but one thing that you are noticing, even though you're sort of, because for you, what the maybe mental anguish is not necessarily what's washing over you, but it's at the same time there is probably relief as you're realizing, wait, I'm in control of my body.
Okay. Okay.
Preston, did you have a question, or you were just?
Yes. If we had slept before, would our power have gone back up at all? Or
Yes, you would have, unless your power was like really low. You would be at full.
it was at 10 of 13.
Oh yeah, you get 1 back per hour, so you're back at 13.
Okay.
So basically, as you're realizing you're still in your body, Reginald, you have a similar feeling of, you're like, though you're probably still talking out of speakers and vibrational equipment from below, you also realize that you can speak from your mouth now. But you and
I didn't even know I could do that.
Kind of all doing this. The body falls down dead of the medium, kind of just like falls down backwards. And if you look at the sphere in the center of the table, it is cracked.
That's not good. Reggie, are you?
Oh, yes, I can speak from my mouth again.
That's good.
I would like to leave this car as soon as possible.
Yes, that is not the way that I've had many seances go. I'm also very tired. And, I hate to ask, would one of you be willing to, come with me back to my bedchambers for some, rejuvenation? Please.
Reginald,
I'll look at Reginald.
yeah, that's
It's Reginald's job, I believe.
Unfortunately, I don't It can't be Reginald. We are very close friends, but the sex blazer is not going to do it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What was the name of that ghost character again? The one that possessed me?
Sibelia Sibiana.
I was gonna say remnants of Sibelius still in Reginald. He's like, I would love to go, but I cannot.
Reggie, darling, your love, but no.
He's registered. I can't go anyway. I can't go.
No, at this point,
I
I'm
question the blazer.
Out of the car.
You're just making your way out of the car, sure.
I go.
Preston, Everett, none of you are taking Astrid up on her offer.
I already used up my 3 pumps, so I can't go technically. I would have loved to go, but I mean, Dracula would be furious.
So
I'm
Astrid
sure-
is you're sort of like you're kind of like weakened there. And you guys notice this interesting is as Astrid stands up, you notice a few like wrinkles on her face that you might not have seen earlier. It's almost like maybe this experience was just so trying. But we're going to cut now to Medina and Zeke and the boxer. So sorry for again your long delays. But Medina, you go into you guys go to Medina's room, you open the door, Medina, you walk in, your sword is there, the sword that you kind of brought on, and it's there. Okay.
I'm assuming she has like a belt with a.
Yeah, you got like a scabbard or
Thing.
whatever, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can sort of
So
grab
go ahead and put that on.
you kind of grab your sword and turn. Zeke.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, let me look at the two of you. Oh, Medina, you wouldn't at all. I love it so much.
Oh no.
But and Zeke, you super would. Oh, that's great. So Medina sort of moves, and Zeke, as Medina is adjusting her scabbard, Zeke, you hear this very unpleasant clicking sound. And as you look around, actually, Zeke, make a look roll for the source of the click.
Okay. Look is 34. Where's my look?
It's under your vitality.
Okay. Sorry, so many sheets. I never know where to find things anymore.
I understand.
Okay,
It's
so
a
it's
lot.
success.
Yeah, so a 34 is a success, yes.
Yes.
So Zeke, you look around and your stomach begins to drop as you see that Medina's scabbard, as she's like pulling it on, is tap, 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 depressing her ghost button.
No, fuck.
And as this happens, Medina, Zeke, you even see it, like as you like look down, you look back up, like behind Medina, you see this, like old woman. You see this old woman, like gray, you know, kind of like emaciated. Put a hand on Medina's shoulder. Medina, you feel this icy hand on your shoulder.
Dina.
Boxer goes, damn. I've tried punching ghosts. It's not, doesn't always, I gotta put on special gloves, but,
You press the fucking button.
I didn't press the fucking button.
and,
It's right behind it.
and Medina, as you say that, you hear this grip intensifies on your shoulder, and you feel a presence leaning into your ear saying, "What's your language, dearie?" And then, while elsewhere in the car, a burst of energy intensifies and spreads. You guys suddenly feel like an odd whooshing, and this creepy ghost, language. And Medina, you hear a familiar voice say, "Get out of here, old woman." And that's when Jason's hand wraps around your throat, and Zeke and the boxer watch as a ghost, looking with like sunken black eyes, this horrible vision who has plagued Medina the entire time she's been here, grabs her by the throat and pulls himself and her out through the wall into the storm.
Zeke's just, what the fuck just happened?
The boxer goes, "What the fuck just happened? Oh shit!" And he's like running to the window.
Does he just run into the wall?
Honestly, he might. He'll start running. We'll sort of cut from there, however, to Astrid, as you're sort of making your way back. Making your way back down the corridor, feeling like you've got to eat, and then you hear this voice in your head say, yeah, something feels wrong. Do we have to eat? What's going on? What are you, some kind of vampire? What do we have to do? Do we have to feed? I'm worried. What's wrong with this?
Who are you?
You recognize the voice. The one that told you that she was in charge now, told you to stay out. What's happening? What's going on? I'm hungry.
We're stuck here.
What did you do? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What do we have to do?
We need to eat.
Oh.
We need to feed.
God, what the hell is wrong with you?
Listen, we need to find a creature to eat.
Okay. Why not Reginald?
He's not a creature as such.
Oh.
Not an organic one, at least.
Oh no.
It's helpful if they're willing.
Oh no.
Do you know where I can find one?
Yes.
Where?
The lower class cabins. No one will miss them.
Okay, let's go.
So you guys notice that Astrid is muttering to herself, then she turns around and walks back the direction whence you came. Reginald.
Yes.
You're probably going to analyze your code later. But
Later.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Somewhere
Yeah.
in your like heads up display of like matrix code kind of going like this all the time, you certainly do see a couple of lines here or there. You're probably just like, I'm in weird resetting, but just like...
Actually, could I check it now? Like, I feel like I would in character.
Sure. Go ahead and do a, yes, you can do an analyze with your cyborg system, so it's 23. Go for it.
Yeah, okay.
God, now's a good time to fail hard.
I got a 40.
40. That's in your zone. So yes, as you sort of look it over and you're like, okay, you notice that there is some code in there. And it's code that you're noticing in different places. It's not all focused. But the code is saying things like tantric, pulsing.exe, tantric.zip. So as you're
I got a new friend.
the conductor, sort of seeing you all go, says, "Did everything seem to go all right?"
Yeah. I think it's all fine.
Well,
No, not at all. There was this psychic died.
Oh, yes.
we lost a medium. Oh, well then it is.
Yes, the medium
Must have
died.
been-
There was something. So he looked into the orb, and then his head exploded.
Oh.
It's quite nasty.
Oh, well, I will send someone to clean him up, and then we can dismiss the car, but that is... Well, I am very glad that you had such a unsettling and upsetting seance. We do strive to provide the very best in experiences here on the Dreadland Express.
Yes, indeed. Memorable.
Are you gonna like comp us for anything? Because like, I mean, although that you're a little macabre, like this is a little much for us, and maybe I could get some extra oysters with dinner or
you are
an
welcome.
upgrade.
This sort of undead conductor kind of turns to you and says, "Well, you're welcome to as many oysters with dinner as you want, but unfortunately the Séance Service cannot be made complimentary. It will be going on your bill."
What do we pay with?
I'm sure that your friend the boxer will take care of it.
I don't know if this is an odd request, but I feel I can't explain. A little compelled to ask. Do you offer hot yoga on this train?
Hot yoga. Do you mean hot yogurt?
No. I could do it myself in my room.
I see. Well, whatever you need to do. But I hope you've all had a most diverting seance. Good luck with the rest of your day. We have a light repast. It will be in the dining car in an hour's time. And we do hope that we'll be en route again soon with this dreadstorm. We are going to be a bit behind schedule. For that we do apologize, but again, he sort of turns to Everett. We do not offer any refunds.
Well, that's weird customer service, in my opinion.
He does not reply to you. So, as we look at this. Oh, hello, Raiders. Sorry, we're in the midst of a lot going on. Two characters have ghosts in their mind, and one has been pulled outside of this train. Well, I wonder what happens if the train starts moving and Medina's not back on by then. That's a good question.
I don't think the Boxer will let that happen.
Hopefully
not.
That was funny.
I'll tell you what.
You guys.
In fact, we'll go back to sort of that horrible room. So Zeke, you're in there with the Boxer. The Boxer is running at Zeke's wall full speed, or sorry, at Medina's wall full speed.
It's not. I don't think that's gonna work.
Then I get to roll and see if you're wrong. Oh, this is.
Oh no!
He runs through the wall like a cartoon.
I rolled a 10. So on a D13, so that's a good roll. He runs as fast as he can, and yes, Zeke, you're like, I don't think that's gonna, and just this like barreling man, just like the wall like breaks. I mean, there's like glass flying. In fact, Zeke, would you make a dodge roll?
Oh no!
God damn it!
The Boxer.
Okay, 48. That's got to be a success.
A 48 is a success. You're right in the thing. So Zeke, you see this, and you're like, that's not going to work. And he goes through, and there's like shards of glass and metal and like wood paneling. As you're like, Kah! And so you duck down. You know what's saving you, Zeke?
The leather jacket.
Leather jacket. Yes, your ever-present leather jacket kind of catches it. You're like, God, this guy's crazy.
Wood out of the fucking thing.
Suddenly, Zeke, a massive just like rush of water and wind is pouring in here, and the Boxer seems to have like gone just like deep into water, but like Apollo Creed, he trains in the water because it exercises muscles you don't know you have. Original Rocky series. Apollo Creed makes Rocky train in the water when he's training to go. Yeah. So he's like in the water. So basically, he's swimming to try to find Medina. Medina, I need you to make an endurance roll.
Oh no!
Tonal whiplash from like train horror straight to Looney Tunes wall crashing is so uniquely this stream.
67. What is my? Where is it on this?
67. Oh man, this could be. I think she's pretty. Oh no, Medina, your vitality is so low. What an horrible day. Yes, your endurance. You needed a 60, and you've rolled a 67. So
okay, I do have a question. Did all of my stuff translate appropriately? Because some of her stuff was really strong in other areas.
Yes, it was, but look at click one over at your Medina Lake sheet. You had minimal in vitality.
That's fair. Okay,
so
fine.
yes, you're very low. So basically, Medina, you like try to like do this. You are being pulled, and basically it's kind of like double rudeness because you're being choked underwater. So like any air you get in is just like it's like any breath you take is just water in your lungs. So you are pulling down. I'm gonna say that Medina, in order to stave off. This could actually be kind of I'm rolling a fairly big die here, so you might only roll one. I'm just gonna roll a.
Okay.
Medina, you lose 7 power.
Okay.
As you are being, just like choked and like pulled down below, and as you're pulling in, Jason is sort of whispering in your ear, like, You gonna leave me again? You think you're gonna leave me again? No. And I'm not like you, bitch. I'm not gonna leave you to die. I'm gonna watch it happen. I'm gonna watch it fucking happen. And this kind of like just like non-corporeal thing, yet this iron grip. Your literally your eyes. It's it's just the total like black on the edges around the thing as you're being choked by this ghost. And what you feel below you, it is like you are in the ocean, Medina. There is nothing below. Like there's no. You're just. Imagine that the train was like on the side of a mountain pass, going around, and now suddenly the ocean is at the level of the train, and it's just an endless chasm into the depths below. Medina, give me a look roll as well. It's also not your forte, but we'll give it a shot.
No, 84.
An 84. You try to look. You try to see anything. You cannot see anything. But the boxer has rolled an 11 for his swim. So the boxer suddenly, however, you feel a corporeal arm like wrapping around your waist. And Jason says, "You really think this guy can save you? You know he doesn't care about you. He's only helping you because his friend wants to fuck you. What a fucking idiot that guy is. Yeah, you really think this guy's gonna risk anything? You think he's gonna try that hard to save you?" Medina?
Are my arms restrained?
No.
Can she grab onto the boxer?
You absolutely can. Make a lift roll. It's not, it's honestly, it's just a physicality, but it's all, it's your physical, whatever. You're just
51?
A 51?
Wait,
51 is like, again, you fit closest to 50 as possible. You're right on track. So you just, you feel it, and despite what this guy's whispering in your ear, you just grab onto the boxer's form. And again, clearly you are not attracted to this guy. You hate him so much. But at this moment, you have never been more glad that a person eats nothing but eggs and cod.
Yes,
because what you are wrapping your body around is it's like you're wrapping your body around like an eel. He is just muscle, and it's just like boom, and he feels that, and he just begins to swim up and pulling, and you feel those hands like pulling back from you. The best roll possible. He just rolled a 12. And Boxer is on your side tonight. And Zeke, you're standing there like at the edge of this thing, like looking out. And suddenly the Boxer emerges with Medina.
Am I conscious?
I'm gonna say that you've swallowed a lot of give me another endurance roll.
Oh god.
Do you want to spend power to widen your gauge? Or
47?
47 is within. Yeah, Medina is like her eyes are open. She's coughing up, like she's coughing water as she's being pulled out of this. And he's pulling her out. And he's like, "I'm not giving her CPR though. I'm not giving her mouth to mouth. She's gonna make a whole fucking thing if I have to give her mouth to mouth." And he's just like lifting her up into the
Wait, so can I tell if she's breathing or not?
She's coughing, so she's breathing.
Okay.
Yes.
She's fine. All right.
Well, she's not fine. She looks rough. But
she doesn't need CPR or resuscitation.
She's saying, "I'm not doing CPR, even if I'm not like I won't hear the end of it if I mouth to mouth her." I also don't know how it works. You just put your tongue in their throat. It's like what are you doing? What's
no? You know what? Definitely don't even try it.
As I said, I wasn't going to. Oh my god! And as he lifts her into the thing, and he's kind of pulling this in, and then as he pulls himself up, also this guy is fucking cut. It's crazy, and he's just dripping right now. Oh my god, it's like chef's kiss, this dude.
Can Medina say something, or can she just?
I think you can say something. Sure.
She'll just grab the Boxer's hand, and in between like desperate coughing, she'll just say, "Thank you."
Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting for the mean part.
Dude, I don't think a mean part's coming. You saved her life.
Well, I tried.
So are we just in this, like, there's water up, but it's not getting in?
No, like, water is, like, it's imagine that, So imagine like the train is like parked against like the ocean, like water is like lapping into this. It's like it's like
Okay.
there's like an inch of water now in the room, just kind of like lapping in and out.
Can
Oh.
we maybe get the fuck out of here?
Also, now that it's open in the distance, you guys do see massive tentacles, like
yeah,
rising
maybe
up
we
through the
get out
stuff.
out of this room, like now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Medina,
yeah, that's
can you
fine.
walk?
Medina's gonna stumble toward
Can you just
wherever.
pick her up and carry her out of here?
I'm not. Are you kidding me? No, I'm absolutely not. carrying her.
Fireman carry her.
Is that fireman carrier? Like she's a hose?
Like, you throw her over your goddamn shoulder, dude.
Meanwhile, Medina's
okay.
just making her way to the door however she
No,
can.
like, throw her over. Like,
God, no,
place
I get
her.
it. He grabs Medina and he's going to fireman carry her, but like the wrong way, so her head is like in front. He's like that, like.
Yeah, sure, I guess. Like,
Actually, he'll do it back. He'll do it the wrong way, so her head's in front, and it's like her back is on his shoulder. So she's like,
Like,
what? I swear to God, she's gonna hit her head when I go through this door. What are you
And
talking about?
Medina's gonna say, "Turn me over."
on her stomach.
He then starts carrying her in front like this, like with her stomach across his arm. What the?
She's coughing up water.
I'm trying not to touch any areas.
I don't care. I don't care.
Consent for while you carry her. Let's get out of the room.
So I'm supposed to. I don't know what fucking understand
No.
what you people want. Carry her by her tits? What are you saying?
Oh my god.
Medina will say, "Do not touch my tits."
See, okay, that finally she sounds fucking normal. Jesus Christ.
Baby, man.
Like a baby?
Yeah.
Oh. I never held a baby before.
Medina, walk. Can Medina walk?
At this point, Medina, you're probably a little unsteady on your feet. If you just start walking, he'll just support you, like a normal thing. Yeah.
Whatever.
Thank you. This is he doesn't need to carry me in.
Okay, yeah, let's just get out of here because I don't like this water. I don't like whatever the fuck that giant calamari is out there. Can we just get going?
Medina. At
Yeah.
this point, however, I need you to roll a d13.
Fuck.
No.
I'm a really
Fuck.
bad person who doesn't have good qualities. I'm sorry.
A 1.
Medina, you pull back and you realize something really unfortunate.
No.
You know what it is, right?
I lost my sword. I don't know.
You lost your sword.
Okay.
Your sword is not on you. But as you guys move in there, he'll sort of move you guys down the corridor. You enter, like soaping, like Zeke, you're wet. Those two are like soaked. The three of you enter the first class lounge, where you discover that Astrid, not Astrid. Reginald, Everett, Preston, and Rawlings have just sort of entered from the other way. Everyone looks rough, but I have to say that despite what just happened to Reginald, Everett, Preston, and Rawlings, Medina looks the worst.
What just happened to you?
A ghost. Thanks.
They have a swimming pool on the train?
No, definitely not.
You guys look all wet. Excuse me. You guys look wet.
Forgive him. He got possessed by a fucking ghost.
So, well, you were right not to do that part at least. At least no bad ghost thing happened to you. Jesus Christ. That's like sarcasm because like even though a fucking ghost thing happened to you.
Did you like light your grandmother's candle or something?
Yeah, what was up with that? Hey, yeah, what was up with that? It was like a little old lady. That didn't seem that bad. And then that guy like pulled you through the wall like you weren't even like that was crazy. What the hell happened?
It's a long story.
Did something go weird
Why
with
is
your
there
seance?
water leaking out of the room behind you?
Oh yeah, that's because I ran through the wall. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
fucking
all right.
Saturday morning cartoon.
So as you guys sort of sit down, the door on the other side will open. Dan, would you roll a d13?
5.
Wow, it's unfortunate because we keep rolling ones we've had. But suddenly this small
You
goblin.
can do another mouth roll if you want.
No. I'm gonna honor the rolls. It's just we're not seeing the full gamut of these 13 detectives.
You know that's how it goes.
The door opens and suddenly standing there is this kind of petite little monsterling kind of puppet creature with brown hair and bangs, wearing a sweater, carrying a notebook. And she'll just walk in and say, "Oh, wow. Well, you guys look like you've seen a real wild time. That's why I said it might not be a good idea to talk to a medium like that. Those seances can be so tricky."
I don't know if tricky is the word I would use in this situation, but sure, I get your point.
Oh no, and Medina and the boxer, they're completely wet. I better put that in my notes. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that I've solved the murders.
Oh, yes?
Okay.
What?
Confident?
You say.
Well, the murderer is, and at this point, the lights go out. And you hear a bone-curdling scream.
Okay.
Blood-curdling, bone-chilling. It's a bone-curdling, and that is where we'll end the session.
God, that was a special sword too.
Oh man.
It was a super magic sword.
For a second, I thought it was that other sword, and then I was like, oh wait, no,
No, it's not that
that's
sword.
not that sword.
A different character of yours has that sword.
I have that sword.
And they hear a scream because, we've got to lean into those where we can. Well, thank you everyone for watching. That is
Thank you.
That is what's just happened. In this game, a few things happened tonight. It seems like we had a raid, so welcome raiders, or thanks for sticking around, any raiders who are still here.
Welcome.
Hope that was some fun nonsense for you to get to witness. We had some there's a lot going on in tonight's game. This was actually a pretty long one for us. So I'm going to wrap us out a little quicker. So I want to say, please watch us on Sunday for a very special Strange Lore as we get back into that sort of tale of science fiction writing in the 1940s, where you can see Lauren and Liv having just yet another difficult time with really cool men.
Villain.
With everyone's least favorite character here. He's the worst. The thing is, Jason's bad, but he's just like a ghost who's just evil. He's not like good old Jake. Jake's the best. That'll be on Sunday. On Monday, we are finally back with Theme Party, our Lego game. Very silly stuff. Please join us for that. On Wednesday, we should be having our Lost Lore Academia. Should be back for another session of that. And then a week from tonight, we're back with more Blood from a Stone. But who got murdered? We'll find out. Spoiler alert. It's anyone who doesn't show up next week could be murdered.
Oh God!
Nice.
What if I get sick again? That's
Yeah.
not fair.
What if?
I'll be here.
You're like, whatever happens, I'm making it.
I'll ignore my brother if I have to.
We'll
Come in from New York.
we'll see how it goes. So yes, please join us next week for more fun from this game. You can go to our YouTube to watch old episodes, go to our Discord to interact with us, go to our wiki to read about the ways all these games interact with each other. I think we have a lot of people to thank tonight, right?
We do. Yeah, the night started off by Lovely Dork 89 following. Thank you so much, Lovely Dork 89. So kind of you to follow. And then it followed up with Brenninger cheering and our very own Steinbergler cheering. Brenninger dropped in a very generous 300 bits.
Oh.
Dan dropped in only 100 bits. That's fine though. But that
Better,
led
Dan.
us to a hype train. We hit a hype train this evening, a level 1. It was very awesome. And
We're
then
on a train.
Ben Hader gave out 10 community sub gifts this evening.
What?
And Ben cheered 400 bits.
Wow, that's the most bits.
Who?
Yeah.
What was the person's name?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, thank
It was
you.
Ben Hader.
Ben Hader.
Ben
he-
Hader
he was the
2015. Yeah. And then after that, we had a super awesome raid from Distal's Place with 34 viewers, and many of whom are still here with us right now.
Thank you
thank
so
y'all.
much.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry
and-
we can't actively during the action say hi, but hi.
Yeah. Thank y'all for joining.
It's very
and,
kind.
And then, Brenninger was also being very kind to keep growing this family here and gave out 5 community sub gifts this
Oh,
evening.
thank
so
you.
we had
And
so much
did Zane's
generosity.
words.
Oh, Zane's
Oh.
Words gave out subs
Yeah,
as well?
I don't know
gave
who
us
that
A
is.
whole
I
3.
don't know.
You know, whoever,
Thank you so
I'm pretty sure what you meant is Zane's Swords.
Yeah,
Big
I'm
sword.
pretty sure
The
that's
greatest sword Instagram you can find, and I'm sure that Zane's Swords would have a lot to say about that sword that Medina lost tonight. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
So many swords.
same swords could get you a better sword.
Well, that
Because
is-
nothing cuts deeper or is mightier than a sword.
That's true.
That is what the saying says.
I'll
Maybe-
take
maybe a pen.
I'll take the penis mightier. That's the pen is mightier, Mr. Connery.
Like anal bum cover.
They're all so good. Anybody else to thank?
No, that was it.
Wonderful.
And just thank you. Nightfall was actually like popping off in the chat this evening, and
Thanks for
Nightfall
joining us.
was the Raiders this evening. So thanks for joining us.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
That was it.
All of our players here go to our about page and go to there. You'll see some of them have their socials up. Please follow them and all the things they do. If anybody would like to specifically plug anything they're up to this week, you are welcome to. But
all things willing, will be streaming this Thursday at 7:30 a scary game called The Classrooms. I have been gone because I've been sick, but I'm better.
Yay!
So I'll see y'all next week on Thursday, and also here on Friday, and also here on Sunday.
there we go. But not in that order. Sunday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, and my name is The Rose Explodes for those who don't know. I'll say hi in the chat. Hi. You can follow my channel there.
Awesome. Anyone else with specific? Also, here's Maisie right here, guys. Maisie's just right.
I got. Oh yeah, there's
Ah,
I don't have digital things happening. If you are local to Los Angeles, I will be doing another benefit show for Maui at the end of the month, and I'll be announcing where you can buy tickets when that's up. So I'll be doing chains. It'll be a good time. You can see me in physical pain instead of emotional and mental pain from this feed.
But just how about like no pain?
You're not living, Philip.
Liv, listen to me very carefully.
Life is pain.
I
And
don't-
anyone who says differently is selling something, Highness.
But I don't want you to have any gain, because I want you to have no pain. Well, on that maudlin note, thank you so much for watching. Everybody keep the gravy trains rolling.
yes.
Remember to always seek out your natural larges or mediums or small.
Close out your yonis.
Close those. Close your everybody. Definitely close your spirit yonis tonight.
And I am
Close your
disappointed
spirit.
that no one got
Spirit
my
yonis.
Star Trek reference. But it's fine.
Oh no, what was it?
You're talking about sexy ghosts, and I asked if someone lit their grandmother's candle.
Oh,
I
I missed.
100% get that. I did not hear that.
Okay,
Shoot.
it's
I heard it, but I get it.
Shoot.
And I.
Oh,
during the
you know,
time
you
I
were saying
wasn't
grandmother, and I was
watching
just like, oh, I should bring up how that was different. Yeah. Shoot, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's
Oh my
fine.
God.
It's fine.
From what is the best episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation?
Episode of Star Trek. The ghost fucking episode.
What, the Howard women? Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
great. All right, everybody. Thank you
Her
so much.
ancestral boyfriend.
Oh, this is fantastic. Thank you all so much. Until next time, have a dreadful night.
Ooh.
Ooh.